Can we hop channels?
Yeah. Uh,
Perfect. Thanks.
okay. So, where we left off. We're still in that dungeon, basically. So,
Seems
now.
like it.
We need to
yep.
free Alex.
No,
Yeah.
we need to do anything but free Alex.
Fuck you, I'm freeing Alex.
Whoa. I gotta turn this off.
That's what Alias would want too, right?
Didn't want anything to do with Alex. He seems all
Alex was that
creepy.
guy. Yeah, he was the weird, crazy dude that he just wanted to talk.
Mantis asked him if his name was Alex, and he said yeah. So we don't even know if that's his actual name.
I'm gonna take leadership, and Alex and that other person are gonna be my followers.
You better take good care of
So,
I'll just wait for a certain oracle to get high enough level.
Oh! Who says I'm gonna have that shit? I probably will, but can't
You're
guarantee
not
it.
gonna take heal?
I could be awkward and odd and not take heal. Yeah.
yeah, heals for scrubs anyway.
It's a meta pick. You know me. I don't like the meta. I'm already running like the most cliche protection character there is, aside from like the life give taker, whatever they call that.
Oh,
The
like the
life.
Oridan build.
Yeah, that
Oridan, I
shit's
think.
so fucking dumb. I'm just gonna sit here and heal you guys from afar. Ooh, ow.
It's a really strong build though, but
It is, yeah. But yeah.
there we go.
I'm just gonna sit here and heal.
Oh, somebody's
it.
got the stream going in the background. Alright, so I'm gonna replace this token with the token, one of the tokens that Ron gave me for... So, he actually looks like this. Somewhat similar, but...
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't remember if you guys... I don't remember if you guys woke him up or not yet. I don't know if that was the thing that happened.
No.
But yeah, and of course, like I said, he's missing an arm at the moment. Presumably his arm is over here on the inert flesh golem. Now Vodic is what he's gonna do is he's gonna say, I think that we're gonna need a little bit of help getting everyone out of here, especially with all the Aleps we ran into on the way. And he pulls out one of the, actually you guys would have these as well, but he pulls out one of the torch lights, like not the torch light, the item. What the hell was it called? You guys know what I'm talking about, the
Yeah.
Dusk Warden item that they give you guys, the little badge thing that, so he pulls out one of those and actually activates it, and he says that
It
should
sends
let,
for help, right?
it sends for help, so he's saying some of the other nearby Dusk Wardens should hopefully, sense the location of this and come help us.
Oh shit, I didn't even think about this,
So,
but does Amber like know how to teleport and things like that?
she'll just roll a
Soon.
teleport.
Soon, okay, yeah.
But
No,
she
I
doesn't
just
actually
have a
like,
spell that basically allows me to know my way back. But it also allows me to be familiar with the area for dim door situations, or I don't know. It's weird. I haven't really used it.
Mhm.
Let me. I'm
Did you
still
know you
looking
can,
at it.
you can get a paladin with dim door at like really high levels? It's like a
Guiding
feat.
Star is what it's called.
Oh, there's a feat that lets you, if you have to have 13 intelligence on your paladin, and then like it lets you pick a spell from the bard spell list basically.
Okay, so it lets me
And,
know my direction.
yeah.
So if I casted Guiding Star before we went in, I could have basically guided us back without. But help is always good.
That would have been really useful if Vodik had died.
Yeah.
Although then again, you guys have your own copies of the like he handed out one to each of you as well.
So I learned something new.
Did we level?
What's that? Not yet, or maybe.
Yeah, we
Maybe. I think you did. I think you did.
We did
Oh,
level.
okay.
We're level 7 now.
'Cause my thing is
So I
dead.
learned something new after that fight. And I'm going to cast another one of Henrik's favorite spells. I'm going to cast Floating Disc. I'm going to put my new artifact on the disc.
Your new artifact, okay.
Yeah, my new artifact.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have a little bit of time. Because yeah, like I said, Vodik says I don't think we should go anywhere until we get some help because we're all really badly hurt, and we're gonna need, I think, in order to get out of here safely, we're gonna need some help.
Okay, well, let's help this individual here locked up. Do we have a key for this?
There's a lot of people locked up.
I'm gonna start healing.
Yeah, this
some
guy's
people.
actually, this guy over here, which is
Oh shit. Oh,
Ron's
shit.
character basically, but he's not locked up. He's kind of like tied down to the table, and he's missing an arm. But he's not really
I
locked
think
He'd be pretty easy
Philippe
to-
already unlocked him.
up. Or already like untied him and everything. Did he wake him up? I don't remember. I think he did. I think he did wake him
No.
up. I remember that. He did.
Oh, he did? Okay.
I thought he did, and we just didn't. You guys didn't really get anything out of him. Like he was still kind of waking up. So
How much does that heal
Jeez,
Vodik
there's a
up
lot of
for?
rolls in this combat by Ron's new character.
Oh yeah, here. Let me see. Probably a lot. You guys can see his health bar, right?
Yeah.
Who?
I
New
can't.
person?
Voting.
No.
Okay, that's
No,
good.
Vodik.
Oh, Vodik's, yeah.
Vodik, yeah. Vodik, yes.
I need to make. I need to make this character. Let's see. Represents.
This is for Philippe.
Did I give you? There I did. I did.
5
Okay.
and
So
7?
Which one? The 7 at the end?
Both 5
controlled
and 7.
by-
And then
Alright,
Amber.
thank you.
Okay,
7
cool.
and 4. And then myself 2, 5, 7.
So you should have.
What about
controlled it.
Alias?
And player permissions. I'll let you guys see. Bar 1 is the green one, I think. I think that's the green one. I don't remember. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just make them all visible.
Okay, and then
Bar 1
All
is the
bars are
green.
visible.
I already saw like Alios explode basically. So I'm very confident he's dead. But once I'm sure of all of you guys, I actually instruct somebody to go check the man in the cell and then go over to Ilios and
Okay.
ponder about what I could possibly do. I'm sure there's nothing.
Ain't not much to do, Tiki, except to drink in his memory.
So yeah, Vodik will help Kael stand up. Although he doesn't know that's his name yet, but you know, he'll help him stand up. And you know, he'll be like really, you know, calm about it, like, careful lad, careful. And yeah. So he like asks him, so like it's like, are you doing all right? I know, I guess that's a dumb question.
Where am I?
Well, you're under Kaer Maga.
Kaer, that's a long ways from home. Rugar.
So, I'd say, I guess I'll leave that up to you if you want to have your character like remember what happened here and whatnot. But otherwise,
He remembers nothing.
Okay, that's fair. Traumatic experience and whatnot.
Look, was your brother named Alias?
Yes, why?
Well, we were with him and we came to rescue you.
Perhaps you'd like to sit down again.
Alias is with you?
Vodek kind of
Amber
sighs.
grimaces.
If you have like any ranks and sense
He
of it, you'd probably
sacrificed
be able to
himself
determine.
to get
Yeah,
us
I'm getting there. Hold on.
where we are and to be able to save you.
Oh,
Obviously, if you look around the room, you might even notice, his remains over here. It's pretty badly bludgeoned, so might not.
I wouldn't
Probably-
be able to make it out to be him. I would
Yeah, I
think, from
mean,
here.
especially not at first. Like maybe now that they mention that, maybe you would. But yeah, definitely not at first.
Okay, my button works.
Your button works. You have no ranks and sense motive. Nice. Although then again, I think Magus doesn't get a whole lot of skill ranks. I mean, normally they do because they're an
None.
int-based character, but like when you're a
But I
charisma-based
don't have
Magus,
int.
not as much. Yeah, we are using background skills though, so that helped a little bit. But yeah.
That's a little fuchsia. Wow.
He sacrificed himself to save me. What do you mean? Where's my brother?
Well, you see that hump of metal over there on the ground? Vodek motions to the golem that's
Oh god.
badly corroded. The badly corroded hunk of metal. He says,
charisma at its best.
he fought that thing, and, well, it was a very valiant effort, but it hit him much too hard. And he was, killed by it, I'm afraid to say. And then Vodek says, I'm sorry for your loss.
Can I see his body? I don't quite believe this.
Sure you can, and he kind of offers you, like, I mean, he's shorter than you, but he kind of offers you, like, his shoulder to, like,
His
kind of
head
lean
to
on.
lean on, yeah.
Yeah, and he'll help you move over to where Tiki and Brugar are.
Brugarar, I get it.
Jeez. I can open the character sheet in a separate window. There's a button to do that.
There is? That's actually really convenient. I didn't know that. I always
Yes,
just,
top
Window
right.
pop-outs for characters.
No, okay. I always just double
Oh,
click
I
the
usually
little
just
thing
pop
on
it
top,
out.
and it minimizes it.
Oh, I'm about to make a lot of noise. Give me a second. Dang it. Alright. Nope, didn't get it. Anyways. Wow. You're right. That is my brother.
Here,
He
we'll be able to take his body out of here. Here, put it on this disc.
Through magic, if he wants to come back, it's possible. Oh, you look hurt. And I'm gonna spin some cures on him. As this tiny little frog runs up to you and touches you on your leg or something.
Yeah,
Wait,
Vodek,
okay.
of course, will help out with. Maybe he'll ask Brugar to help him get Alias's body up onto the floating disc.
Yeah.
And as you're doing that, like next, like another Dusk Warden comes in. He actually comes in from the top door up here. I don't actually have a token, but this would be a human man coming in there. And
How long did this take? Do we know?
He would have got here probably a few minutes. Like he was apparently nearby.
Ah, lucky him. It's like a cop always nearby for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, the Dusk Wardens patrol down in the under city a lot. So yeah, when he sees that vote, he's like, "Oh, I gotta go talk with my comrade over there," and he goes off here, and yeah, and there's a. I didn't prepare a token for this because didn't. Yeah, I just didn't. But anyway, yeah, there's
Just
a
use
guy over
Owen
here or
Wilson
something.
like Mantis does.
Yeah.
I could just pull I could just pull whatever random token I have on hand, I suppose, like one of the sailors or something. It's this guy again. There we go. What's up? Anyway, I don't even remember which. Like I have a notepad somewhere which all these sailors are, but like who they were when you're on the ship. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he comes over and like Vodek kind of is quietly talking to him over there about what the situation is. Oh yeah, it's still doing that bug where it puts all the text twice. What is this knowledge arcana? Oh, for the flesh golem. So yeah, you could tell that it's basically all the physical construction requirements have basically been met, and he just was waiting to do like the final bits on it, like the final activation stuff on it, like casting the spells required. Like you need to have a spell called I think it's pronounced Geas or something like that, or Gaius, or I don't know exactly how you say it, but
Deus.
I call it Geese,
or
but it's a quest, yeah.
It's Gia.
I think its secondary
Yeah,
name
something like
is
that.
Quest, so you can look it up that way, I think.
yeah, or you can just call it Quest. But yeah, that's actually one of the spells I think that's required for making a flesh golem, like activating it.
Because you have to put it on a quest,
For a
I
lot of-
guess.
Well,
Basically,
it
like a
gives
lot of
it gives it like
gives
a
it its
semblance or
purpose or whatever.
imitation of sentience. Because you're giving it purpose.
So that's basically yeah, it's physically though he has all the it's if you had the spell requirements, basically, like if you had the spells, you could probably actually activate this flesh golem yourself if you spent a little bit of time doing all the rituals and what you needed. But you'd be able to do it like in probably a day or less because the actual construction part is already done. You would maybe be able to tell that one of the arms is Kael's arm. It's the newest thing that's been attached on there.
Should we try to take that with us too?
Are you asking that out loud?
Yeah, it looks like this is the project that, what's this guy's name?
Akai?
Akai has been working on. And it looks like this is the reason he was buying all of those, Shawanti slaves.
But why Shawanti? What was the point of this flesh golem? I guess
Not
it probably
sure,
has
perhaps
something to do
it
with
has
that.
something to do with, something else he's found.
That
I'll
big
be able to
block
answer
of
that question later.
whatever that is, that weird purple shiny thing. And Vodak's like pointing at your artifact that you got it sitting on the disc.
Oh, it's covered up in a bedroll, I remember.
Right. So he'd be pointing at the covered thing in the bedroll, but he knows what it was because he saw you put it up there, obviously. So Philippe, if I remember, I was looking through the books, right?
Yes.
The oh shit! I just hit the back button. That is really annoying. So you find like you start you're probably not doing like a super thorough job. Like you're probably just
Yes.
browsing through it and trying to find relevant stuff right now, and you figure you might, if you need to do a more thorough job, you can do that later. But Yeah, you do find some stuff talking about the artifact, and he mentions that it is he believes it's a old Shawanti weapon that and that it only works through like Shawanti blood, basically, is what makes it function. And so you kind of gathered from like reading, like skimming through his notes, you gather that what he was trying to do was he was trying to find Shawanti that had any sort of reaction to, like, that caused any sort of reaction from the artifact, and he was trying to get it, make a like he was making this flesh golem specifically to wield this weapon.
Okay.
You don't really find much in terms of what exactly the weapon does, and nothing, like, he doesn't really explain what activating it would look like. So you're not sure if he doesn't know or if that's just he didn't bother to put this in the notes that you've looked through so far. Like, he seems pretty confident about what he's doing, like, especially the further it goes on. Like, in the most recent ones he's talking about, he's very confident that this will work.
Okay, so I'll definitely, share it with Amber, and I mean whoever's around, but mostly talking to Amber, telling her what I'm finding, and just like, oh my god, it's some kind of Shawanti weapon, and he's trying to make a flesh golem to activate it, and yeah.
Maybe we should take some of these books with us too, and we can read
for
up
sure.
on them later.
Certainly,
Yeah, of course. You can take him to the
I'll
library.
carry some. You'll carry some. Will be great.
No, I'm just gonna put them on my disc.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You could take him to the library and study him there, right?
Right.
We'll just make that a whole session. It'll be great times had by all. Great memories will be made.
Yeah, probably won't spend the whole session doing that. But I'll talk to, what's his name, Vorik?
Vodik.
Okay.
And the other Dusk Warden, and say, there are some other Shawanti that we should probably free here.
Yeah, Vodik nods and says, we should have some more Dusk Wardens coming in here. I think we're going to need a group to get them out of here.
Really?
Well, it's going to be very dangerous, especially the more people we have, the more likely it is to draw in a bunch of Alops, perhaps. Especially, I don't know what's keeping them out of this area, but I know the area completely surrounded by this this complex. I guess it's been infested with Alops. I'm sure if I want to get some help so we can get them out without getting attacked, having them directly attacked by them.
If you say so.
Do you have a better idea?
How did you come in? And I point to the other Dusk Warden.
He says that he was already in the area.
Were there Alops where that you had to get past as well?
I managed to sneak past them, but it was I don't think it's something I could do if I had a group of people with me.
I do not have a super crafty plan.
Alright, then I suppose we'll just have to go with Vodik's plan then. Jeez, Idarium.
I'm having a
Can you hear
great
me?
time.
Yeah, I can tell.
My internet just keeps dying, and then coming right back. It might not actually
What's
be
your
dying,
idea,
but
Tiki?
I keep losing connection.
Oh, she's talking to Brugar.
Oh. Well, I am going to read through some of these books. I'm going to look for one on.
Here?
Oh my god, there's
Now?
3 of me.
Do we have time for you to
Jesus
read?
Christ.
Yeah, we're waiting
I'm not
for
downloading
the
anything
guards
anymore.
to get here.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully that'll help them.
That's just what I'm going to do until more of the Dusk Wardens come.
Gotcha.
And Pluto can fill me in on that later.
Okay.
I have a question. Like, in combat, an immediate action that I choose to take that's not on my turn, what does that do for me? Does that mean that I used my turn, or does that position me? I don't know.
It just uses your swift action for the next turn. Is the only downside to using an immediate action.
So if the immediate action was a spell, then I could also cast a spell on my turn when it becomes my turn. Oh, okay.
Yes,
I
you
like
could.
it.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
immediate actions are pretty good. Like I said, the only downside with them is they use up your swift action for the turn.
Okay, so no surprises. I just finally picked my level 2 spell that I had. And so I'm going to bring Staggering Fall. So when enemies get knocked down, I'm probably going to try to use that immediate action. And provided I want to use my spell slot for it.
What does that do?
They do extra damage when they hit the ground, and then they're staggered until they save.
So you and Brugar are like best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
That's pretty legit.
Just wait until I get into combat with something else. It's gonna be stupid.
Oh yeah, you got your level 7. That was big for you, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go fight something. What's around here? Some Aleps or something?
Yeah, there's Aleps.
Go trip some Aleps.
I'm
don't think
like
that's gonna
really
work.
low on
Oh.
casts right now, so.
I'll figure out a way to trip an ally.
So yeah, a few
We'll
more.
get you Ghost Touch.
This time it's a group. A group of Dusk Wardens actually shows up. And yeah, you guys probably recognize these tokens because I've used them before, but yeah, they're just random Dusk Wardens that showed up. So yeah, they come in there. They wait for Vodic to come over and fill them in as well.
Cool.
And Vodic comes out and he says, "Okay, well, if we leave now, we can probably get through without running into him too much. This group here just fought their way through, and it should be if we hurry, we should be able to get out without running into too much trouble." I've tasked these guys to go through and help try to get the rest of the Shawanti out of here, and I'm going to also send word to the. I'm going to have them work with the freemen to get them out of here, if that is all right with you guys. I believe that would probably be the best way.
Yeah,
to
that
approach
would be
this.
alright.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, he's like, all right, well, come with me, and we're gonna take this route up here through this other door. This actually apparently is much closer. It leads out through some Ardok controlled areas, but as long as you're with me, it should be fine. I'm sure that the Ardoks won't be very pleased when they hear about what Akai's been up to. I have to believe that they didn't know. I don't believe they would allow something like this to have continued to this level. And assuming you guys are good with that, Vodic will lead you guys back through the tunnels of Kaer Maga and out into the relative light of the Bis district. I say relative light because it's actually Bis district still technically under like an enclosure, as a lot of Kaer Maga is, but it is not in the Undercity. So.
Great.
Whoops, what did I just do here? Okay, so I'm gonna, let's see here. I think the tokens are still like kind of borked, so I'm gonna just group you guys up and copy paste everyone over onto that map.
Okay, I finished
Okay.
my level up. Sorry, it took me a moment to do that.
No worries.
That's all good. I was like
Wow,
45
Zidurium.
minutes late, so I mean I can't complain about anyone else. You
Well,
know.
apparently I didn't spend
All right.
my points, my skill points, and my level 2 spells.
So it looks like some of this stuff actually did carry over. Like Alias's health was apparently actually properly tied. But
I have
I'm gonna
safety
just
with it.
paste. I'm gonna paste you guys onto this map and delete the extra tokens.
Hope I didn't fuck up my spells, did it? Nope. Nice. Yay. Oh, it did. God damn it! It keeps overwriting the cure wounds description. So like I'll edit it so it rolls the dice, but then when I level up, it overwrites the description again.
That
That's
sucks.
annoying.
I guess I can make everyone's tokens smaller.
I should just
for
make
this
some
map.
cure macros and just do it that way.
There we go. And you guys would all be over in this district.
This district.
Yep. You guys would come out kind of in the actually pretty close to Akai's foundry.
It's okay, he's not there anymore. Hope. Well,
No,
maybe he is.
He might be. He might be. He dim doored away, so he couldn't have gotten that
Yeah,
far.
that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, as you guys are going, like I mean, Vodic's definitely on edge the whole way, and even once you get into his district, he's still kind of, you know, has his eyes darting around like he's looking for trouble still. Like he's.
Yeah, I'm
worried.
definitely looking out.
Um.
Oh yeah, I get D8 inspiration. Oh my god, this is amazing.
That's pretty awesome actually. It's like on average a +1 more than you were getting on your inspiration before.
Yep.
And yeah, once you guys get in the Abyss District, he asks you, do you need me to take you to the Freeman Academy or something, or can you find your way from here?
We can probably
I'm
find...
actually planning to go to the high side stacks.
The high side stacks, you say? And he kind of frowns a little bit and is like, okay, well, as long as you think you're fine to get there on your own. I'd like to go.
So.
T
I have
looks concerningly at
some-
Amber.
You've done more than enough for us, Bodic. Thank you for all your help.
You should give him back his dagger.
Does he
say
tell
anything?
him that?
Yeah, I'm telling
Yeah, okay.
Philippe that
Oh.
right now.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I kind of forgot that I didn't realize I had lost it. Kind of like.
Oh yes, of course. I take it out and I hand it to him and say, "Sorry, we had to use this when you got knocked out."
It's completely fine. I suppose I also should get back the Dusk Warden tokens too.
I'll
Yep.
give him mine.
Hand it over.
Yeah, I remember you guys were talking about potentially stealing them like way early on, which would have been hilarious.
Like, well, they can locate us.
Philippe
So.
was.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't gonna do it. I was just like, I wonder. Like, I did an appraise check or something.
Yeah, they're pretty valuable actually. They're worth like I think at least 2,000 gold. I don't remember
Uh-huh.
for sure, but yeah, they're
Something
pretty
like
valuable.
that.
Yeah, so he gathers up all the tokens, including Alias's token, and
Did we bring
Says,
Alias's
well-
body back with us?
yes, and the artifact. You guys brought the purple artifact as well, and you brought all.
Well, I
of,
assumed we brought that.
Yep, and you guys also brought all of Akai's notes that he had on that table.
Yep.
So, yeah, he says, well, I'm sorry things turned out the way they did, but I'm glad that we were at least able to put a stop to whatever it was there that Akai was doing.
Alias would be proud to know that his brother survived and, is here with us.
Can't
That
we
was his
bring
entire life
Alias
goal.
back? Tiki looks sad every time you guys are like, he's dead. She's like, but magic! If he wants to return,
Oh,
he can come
We
back.
can. I'm not sure I'd be able to, but maybe you could.
Well, not right now. I don't know.
I don't know how to
How?
bring
Well-
someone back to the dead.
So Vodik says, well, I wish you guys luck in whatever you choose to go to next. We may meet again though. I'll probably be in contact with you. I'll be working with the Freemen for helping figure out how to get. I mean, there's a lot of people that are gonna need a lot of help even after we get them out of Akai's prison down there. I'm sure a lot of them will never be the same again. And Vodik maybe goes up to Kael and says, kind of tells him, like, stay strong. Like, I know it's going to be difficult, but just stay strong.
And your arm, I'm sorry about that, but I can make you a new one. I can make you a better one.
I look at Amber with like one eyebrow raised, like, what? You can?
Well, he
Yo,
might
Amber,
be
what
able
the
to
hell are you
use
talking
magic to reattach his old arm as well.
I'm going to do a sense motive on what Mantis said. If I feel like he's actually able to make me a better arm.
Yeah.
Well, that's a useless skill.
That's
I see you scrutinizing what Amber said. I'm like, oh, come on, Kael. The least we can do is make sure you're well armed. Ha 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 ha.
I smack full leaf on the upside of the head.
With the arm?
No, I didn't bring your arm along. With my arm.
No, but the Dusk Wardens might end up getting it for you. So yeah, Vodik
Maybe.
goes back in the way they came. He's like, I'm gonna go help the other Dusk Wardens. Well, actually, no, he doesn't go back there first. He's like, I gotta go to the Dusk Warden headquarters actually, and I gotta go talk to the Ardocs as well. I gotta talk to my boss, and I gotta go talk to the Ardocs. So anyway, he goes on his way, and you guys now are back in Kaer Maga and are free to go where you want to go.
Alright.
So I am going to do what I told Pluto I was going to do. I'm going to go to the Blinking Tower.
Before you leave, I'm gonna tell Amber, like, look, I'm an investigator. They're going to come for these books and journals as evidence. If we want to read them, we have to do it now before they come for them. Because once they're part of
I
the
understand.
investigation, then we're not seeing them again.
Except there isn't really any law enforcement here in
Yeah,
Kaer
I was gonna say, do you remember where you're at?
But the Dusk Wardens, I'm assuming, will want the evidence. Maybe they won't. I thought
I
they
don't
would.
think so.
Okay. Fair enough.
We're in Kaer Maga. But anyway, so I'm going to, if everybody wants to come with me, that's fine. But I'm going to go to a place that I think is safe. Why is Hero Lab blinking at me? Uh-oh.
Well,
What?
I mean, do you want to bring Aelios to this place? Because Tiki's first priority right now is a proper sending for Aelios or retrieving if he wants to come back, if it's an option. She smiles.
Well, unless you have any way of bringing him back, Tiki, or Nova way, then, I would sure as hell try to do that. He was a noble guy. As for, laying him to rest, then I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want to be laid to rest in a dump like Kaer.
That's his brother, though,
Probably
right?
want to go be buried with his people.
His
Kael,
brother might know.
where do you think Aelios would want to be laid to rest?
Well, according to our family history and what I remember from the time at home, we like to be buried anywhere in the mountains.
Alright, I'm fine with that.
Oh, man. I know some mountains not too north from here. It's pretty north, but still north.
Let's go to.
Aren't
Yeah,
the
let's go
mountains
to,
like just over here, or like there's a freaking cliff right here?
I mean, you guys are on the Storville, like the edge of the Storville Plateau.
Plateau.
There is a cliff, but it's a little different. But the
There's
Mindspin
like a
Mountains
mountain
are
range,
just
yeah.
there's a mountain range just to the south and the east. Like it kind of it's the same mountain range.
Yeah, I was
kind of,
pointing this way.
Yeah. The Mindspin
Well, Kael,
Mountains.
as you are his brother, you would know where to bury him, so being as that he was a great companion, I pledge myself to making sure that he is laid to rest. Just tell me where to go and how to get there, and I'll make sure we do.
And of course, I don't know how well Kael knows the like Kaer
Kael
Maga.
wouldn't know this area at all.
Yeah, so he might be like looking at like, well, like maybe he might. Actually, you can't even see if there's mountains in the distance because you guys are in the Bis district right now, and the Bis
Well,
district is one of the ones where you
yeah.
can't see the skyline.
What
I'm
about
guessing we
areas
would
you
have
do
seen
know?
it earlier, though.
Well, I mean, inside the city, it'd be really hard to see much outside the city because there's massive
Listen,
walls
Kael,
all
I
around
can
it.
take you to the top of a tall tower in the city, and we can spot the closest mountains from there.
Oh, tall tower. Oh, at the top. I want to go. Can I see
Does it
stars
matter which
higher?
mountain?
It's probably actually getting close to evening as well, so maybe you might be able to see stars. But then again, you guys probably don't
Unless
have
it's
a
overcast,
terribly
so-
great sense of what time it is because you guys have been underground all day.
Are we still underground?
Kind of. I
Is
mean,
there
that's what I'm
any
saying.
market?
This district.
Oh,
Hmm.
there's the down market. I also would like to pick... Is there any, like, timekeeping device in Pathfinder? I can't remember.
I think so. Like,
An hourglass. No.
yeah, you can get like an hourglass. They have like some sort of like water drop based thing. Or something.
Sundial. I think.
I think you can maybe get like maybe potentially get like a pocket watch, like a wind up pocket watch, basically. Or even just an actual wind up watch, probably. Like you can, I think they have watches. Like you have to wind them up every few days.
Do you
or
have
whatever.
a 22,000 gold? Because you can get a magic watch for that much.
I don't.
Well, I know a certain place in Iberia where you can get a time calculating device.
Yeah, they have
Is
they
that-
have a pocket watch that you can. They're expensive. They're 250 gold for a pocket watch, but because they're very intricate, like they're something that only wealthy people would have because they use really fine small little parts. But like if you go, it is listed as like in the it's in archives of Nethies right now is where I just found it. So that means it's in
I
some book
see it
somewhere.
on the PFSRD from...
Okay.
It should say what book it came
Adventurer's
from down
Armory.
below.
It's Adventurer's
Adventurer's
Armory. Yep. So
Yeah,
it's,
that's.
you could probably find one in the down market if you looked around for it. But yeah, and it'd be 250 gold. Of course, it works off of you'd have, like I said, you'd have to wind it yourself every so often, and it would be like fairly fragile. Like it works off of gears and whatnot, and like a
right.
probably like a spring of some sort.
I want to pick one of those up too.
Okay.
Are we shopping before
So,
we
yeah.
go to your tower?
No, I'm
You
gonna
guys
pick one
kind
of
of have
those
to-
up after I go to the tower.
Okay.
Okay. Because I want to do some
So you guys are going to the
shopping,
tower
too.
first, then?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
so
do
you guys
have
go
like a
first.
dead body after
Surprise. Yeah, did you guys cover that dead body, or you guys just have it
Oh,
exposed
did
to
we?
the world?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm
Oddly
socially
enough,
awkward,
though,
so I don't know.
even just having a body, not like concealed or whatnot, you get some people kind of giving you looks, but I mean, this is Kaer Maga.
Right, it might be kind of
People
normal.
kind of just assume you're probably either going to the Temple of Pharasma or you're going to Ankartai to like, because there's
I mean,
places
I'll
you
cover.
can sell bodies to make undead. You would know from now, like you'd know from having been in Kaer Maga for a while that there's markets to in over there where people sell dead bodies over there all the time. So a lot of people probably just
I mean, I
assume you're
cover.
going there. Okay, Brugar covers the body. Brugar has some sensibility for these sorts of things, at least.
I said
Yeah,
I
I'm a
would,
dwarf.
but my bedroll is covering something else.
Yeah.
So
I lost my
I go
train
to
of
the
thought. Never
tower,
mind.
and
I'm
I
assuming
try to
that.
summon it.
Okay. So yeah, when you get there, the tower isn't there, but you follow the instructions you were given before, and you are actually able to make the tower appear. So everyone sees this tower that was missing. Like you guys maybe were like, "What the hell? There's tower's not even here." But then Amber just walks up and makes it appear.
I said, cool trick.
Apparently, this is mine, or something I'm sharing with other people. And I sort of force my will into the door, and I open the door.
Yep, and it opens.
Ha, that's a good one, Ember. I'll believe that when my beard turns green and my shit smells like rainbow sherbet.
I can do that too. And I prestidigitate your beard green.
You've done one of the two things.
Alright, that's not funny.
Would rainbow sherbet exist?
Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Is there some
You've never
special
heard of
process you
rainbow
need to make
sherbet?
it?
Tis a dwarven creation.
I'm not sure what this rainbow... I'm not even sure
I'll
what
tell you all
rainbows smell
about it.
like. You'll have to explain that to me later.
No, we got plenty of time.
And I
Let's see.
let them into the tower.
I guess when you guys
Bruiser
get to the
tells an
high side
amusing
stacks,
story.
you probably would notice that it is starting to get like towards the end of the day. It's still daylight out, and that it is somewhat cloudy. It is still late November at this point, I believe. Let's see. It was the last time I wrote down the date was November 20. Actually, probably it might be. Yeah, it's like almost the very end of November. All right. Anyway, so you guys, what do you do when you get into the tower?
I look around.
I show them in.
Okay.
Yeah, I
And
just
so
follow
there's-
Amber.
Basically this tower, the way it's set up is like there's stairs that lead up on the like you kind of walk in down kind of like a hallway into like an opening in the center of it, and like you can kind of look up the center all the way up to the top, and there's like basically like a spiral, like not really a spiral, but there's like different floors up there and like stairs that go up to the different levels, and kind of a spiral staircase most of the way up. And last time Amber was here, she didn't use the stairs because she was here with Delpho, and Delpho just flew him up there.
Which I can do myself now.
But yeah, so there's like a couple floors, and you see like even on the bottom floor, even there's some doors that'll go lead to various different rooms, and stairs leading up to like a couple more floors, and then like a spiral staircase leading up the rest of the way up. So there's about 3 floors worth of rooms, and then the rest of the tower is kind of empty, and then it leads up to you can see the platform basically at the very top of the tower, and like another thing that leads up to the very top of the tower, the pinnacle of it, like outside. So all the doors are closed. Amber would remember which room was the one that she was told was her room. And yeah, so do you guys start going up the stairs, or do you guys just stay?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to where my room is.
Okay.
Where do we go,
And
Miss
I'm
Amber?
going to. Huh?
Tiki's looking at Amber. Where do we go? As you like just leave
There would be
them.
like, yeah, there'd be like a table with some chairs and like maybe like a couch or something. There's like a living room
okay.
kind of set up down the very bottom, so you guys would have like a place you could.
Amber will say, "Make yourself at home."
But I wanted to see stars.
Oh, well, we can do that. I'm going to drop these books off in my room, and then we can go to the top of the tower. Okay?
Oh, okay.
You guys can start making your way up there first.
Okay, so like I said, it's a lot of stairs, but yeah, there's stairs that spiral up around the tower all the way up to the top.
Yeah, she'll probably get kind of worn out going up them because she doesn't have a
Going up
lot
the
of
stairs,
muscle,
yeah.
but she doesn't really weigh much to begin with. Plus, she has Nant Haul on, so.
She has a climb speed too, so I mean stairs probably aren't that big a deal
True.
actually. In fact, she probably doesn't even necessarily need the stairs. She probably just like, screw this, I'm just gonna climb up the wall.
This frog's like climbing along the side.
Yeah. Like faster than everyone else is going up the stairs. Like, geez, Tiki, slow down. You're like, no, I'm excited. I want to see the stars. Does everybody start going up to the top of the stairs with Tiki then, or?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I
So
look kind of
Amber
annoyed, though,
probably.
my whole way up.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't like the idea of going up really high. You're probably a very dwarfy dwarf. You want to just
No, I'm used to like. I mean, I'm not afraid of height. He's more just like all of
what are we
this
doing
like
here?
magic and tower
Oh.
thing. Being
Yeah.
her seems like bullshit.
All right.
We'll wake you up later.
So eventually, you guys get up to the top of the tower. Amber comes and joins you shortly later because she had to drop her books off at the at her room there. And so when you guys get to the top, what you see is like the platform. There's pretty much nothing on it except for like a single kind of short, I guess, panel you might call it, with a bunch of different runes on it. And yeah, and then of course there's a stair that leads up to the roof of the building as well, like another stair. If you wanted to continue up, and like a little kind of another door up there. You'd also see that there are like some windows. You can see outside, and you can actually have a really good view of Kaer Maga looking down on it. For the most part, I mean, there's a couple towers you see nearby that are like a little bit taller or similar height, but for the most part, you guys are well above like all of Kaer Maga right now. You can also, at this point, you could see the Mindspin Mountains off to the south and the east, kind of wrapping around down there, and you can also see out off the edge of the cliff. You can see part like off in the distance. You can see the landscape stretching out. Maybe you can make out part of I don't remember the name of that lake that's in the middle of Varisia. Um, I don't remember the name of it, but you'd see this gigantic lake off in the distance.
Is it overcast out, or can we see the sky?
It's a little bit overcast. There's like patches of sky that you can see though, and like I said, it's still daylight, but it's late in the day. Like the sun's starting to go down. It's not sunset yet, but it's getting to sunset right now. Yeah, like the Black Maga Lake, basically. I think you can see like the edges of it, kind of where the Yondabakari River is heading towards. Like you can see kind of the edge of that lake. It disappears off the edge of the horizon, but
Right.
Tiki looks over at Amber and quickly pulls out the star chart she's been working on. And she says to Amber, something different. I feel connection. Before I wasn't sure, but now I'm sure.
so you say this to Amber just as she makes it up the stairs behind you guys.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the stars?
She points at her map and says, map was just ordinary, but now I feel connection to something powerful. I don't know what.
Perhaps this is another gift of Carconis's.
Oh. And then just out of character, she doesn't know what to do. So like her first commune is probably gonna be like awful. But
Mm-hmm.
she says to Amber, I think I might get answers if I ask Map. She shrugs, like she doesn't know why or how.
Tiki, do you remember the artifact to Carconis that we found?
Yeah.
Do you remember that it was on his travels throughout the different planes of existence where the stars in our world are rumored to have come from?
She like goes into deep thought, like she doesn't remember that fine detail. Like you're speaking too complicated for her, I guess.
Would you like to see some very pretty stars?
Ooh. Other stars?
Other stars.
Not these stars? And she points to like a very detailed star map.
The things on the celestial plane aren't those stars, right, Pluto? Not celestial. What's it? Where's where?
The astral plane was where that
Astral
was.
plane,
And
that's what I
yeah,
meant to
no,
say.
it was different.
Yeah, different stars.
Oh. Sure.
I think they were like technically not even stars. They're like it's usually like specks of like souls and things like that, but they look like stars.
So I'm going to go walk up to the panel, and
Okay.
I am going to look for the rune that says astral plane in Draconic.
Okay. So you see there are about 10 different runes, and one of them is indeed the astral plane. Some of them, like, okay, so most of them are like, or I'd say like probably 2/3 of them are like kind of, there's a little bit of a magic kind of glow behind them, and then a few of them are dimmed, like, which you intuit that perhaps that means those ones will not work. But
Right.
you do find the one that says astral plane, and so you activate that one then.
I activate that one.
Okay. So everyone kind of feels this uneasy feeling of kind of like being when you're on an elevator and you momentarily are in free fall. You kind of feel that sort of feeling, and it gets much darker, and you guys can see through the windows that you are in a very different environment.
Burgar shouts, "Son of a bitch!"
So the only thing really light, like most of the light you guys are getting right now, is like you see there is a kind of a big fireball off in one distance there, and then there's a bunch of like little stars, or what appear to be stars at least, all over the sky, like dotting the skyline. And most of the light you guys are getting, there's the continual flame torches that are throughout the tower, and that's where most of your light's coming from. So it's much dimmer now, though, and yeah, it's definitely not the same environment. You don't see any buildings around for one thing, and you kind of just see like a featureless ground stretching off in directions. Off in the distance, you do see a single building. It's like a large kind of spire off in the distance.
What does Kael
So long.
react like to all this?
Good question. Does Kael have knowledge planes?
He does have knowledge of the planes, but that's a different type of planes.
No.
Yeah, I know he has knowledge planes with like LAIN.
INS.
Yeah, like that one. I know he has those, but I don't think he has knowledge planes like PLANES. So yeah, this would be a very strange experience to him, because it'd probably be a strange experience for everybody but Amber, because I'm imagining.
And Philippe.
Well, Philippe, it's still strange to him, but not as much. So I guess Philippe has.
I traveled to another plane when I touched
You
the
did travel to
Kirkanis
another plane
artifact.
that one time. So this is the second time you've traveled to another plane.
Tiki's
and I've
slightly
studied quite a bit about
mesmerized,
it.
so I'm not sure she's really noticing how strange it was, but more
Yeah, she
like
might
how
just be like,
trained she is.
yeah, because these are very very pretty stars. At least they appear to be. Like I said, they're not technically stars. If you have knowledge planes, you might know that, but
No.
knowledge fighter.
Do I know that?
Knowledge fighter. Oh man.
I don't like this very much. I don't know.
Yeah,
very
Philippe,
much.
you
I'm
would
not
know
sure
this is the
if-
astral plane, and you would know that the specs are mostly like some of it's bleed through of other planes, and some of it is souls basically traveling, and you can kind of see there's like a stream of them, kind of like similar, like like the Milky Way, for example, but it's souls basically going towards the spire. You can see off in the distance, and you
Do
would
we
probably
see
realize
Elios?
that the
Can I roll
spire
perception
is
to
the
spot him out?
boneyard. You can try. He might be here.
It's
Yeah, you
not
can see
the
that
thoracic spire.
No, it's the boneyard. You imagine you're probably seeing off in the distance Pharasma's boneyard, where all souls go to be judged in the afterlife.
I wonder. Wait. I want to do a perception roll. Do I see Alias's soul?
You don't actually. And you're pretty confident that if it was possible to see it from where you're at, you would.
Yeah.
If you knew how to differentiate a soul.
Okay.
Fun fact, though, you might know that it is theoretically possible to bind someone's soul using like a planar binding kind of thing, because when a soul is basically an outsider, like when someone dies, their soul is basically an outsider, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
It's
in terms
outside
of seeing them right
their
here,
body.
yeah. But in terms of seeing, like, yeah, you don't. You don't actually see any souls at all, actually, like really close to. In fact, you don't see anything really close. It's a featureless
I'm using my elf eyes.
gray ground off, like stretching in all directions around you guys. You guys are kind of on a, like you're not really sure what you're on. It's kind of strange because like there isn't really a horizon. It's very kind of disorienting like that. It you just see like this gray.
It's just flat.
It's just flat. Like it's really strange looking. And like I said, you can see like the boneyard, Phrasma's boneyard, long way away. But
Okay, I'll ask Amber, what are we doing in the astral plane? Why did you bring us here?
Tiki's staring
So
straight
that-
at
Right
this
here.
guy.
Akai can't find us.
But why here? There's plenty of other less spooky planes. Maybe. Are there? I don't know if there are. Like as a
there's
player.
There are a lot of planes, and you can also, like I said, you can see if you can read Draconic. I don't know if you know Draconic, but they have.
Of course I do.
runes. Okay, so you can see the runes. There's, like I said, a number of other planes on the basically on this little panel there that like these runes, and you kind of have to touch them and activate them using basically. Let's see. I don't know if I really described it properly last time, but basically you have to use like it's basically just like using prestidigitation basically to activate them. It's really simple to activate for any arcane spellcaster, but if you have access to it at least, anyone else would have to UMD it. But
Yep.
But yeah, you can see there's several different panels in there. Some of them are glowing kind of with a dim light kind of behind the runes, and then some of them are like dull. And you can, like I said, you can intuit that the ones that are dull perhaps don't function. So some of the ones that stand out to you would be, like you see there's one for the plane of fire, there's one for the plane of water, there's one for the shadow plane. Actually, there's two for the shadow plane. And like it just says like shadow plane sanctum, and then shadow plane, and then like no description after that. There's one that says, there's one for Kaer Maga. It says Kaer Maga. There's one that says Absalom.
Do I know what that is?
Absalom is a city on Galarian. It's the largest city, or one of the largest cities at least, in all of Galarian, and you also know that like it's the head of the Pathfinder, like the Pathfinder Society is there. The Starstone is there. It's supposedly like the city that a rodent, I think, like rose up from the depths, basically. Like it's one of the biggest cities, definitely probably the most influential city in Galarian.
Okay.
You'd see.
I'll mention it
you see
to
the name-
Amber. Perhaps we should go there.
Yeah, you see something that says the Vault, ethereal plane. Like it says the Vault, or it says ethereal plane, the Vault. Actually, it'd be done in that way. And then you see a few other ones. There's City of Brass is there, but it's one of the ones that's doled out, so you actually can't go. You figure you probably wouldn't be able to go there. Although who knows? Maybe if you tried it, maybe it would work. It's like I said. There's no light behind it. It looks like intuitively looks like it's not active. There's one for like this airplane, not like
I love airplanes.
Yeah, but the plane of air. You see one for one of the ones that isn't grayed out. There's one that goes to the infernal plane, which is hell basically, and it says infernal plane, like the bank basically, like kind of a. You're not really sure what to make of that. There's one that goes. There's a couple of them that go to the abyss. Like they name specific places of the abyss. But yeah, not these place in the abyss you guys went to though. A different spot there. But yeah, and that's about all that's on there.
Okay, cool.
Why did I take us here? Because
Yep.
here is relatively safe compared to all of the other planes.
What about Abalon? Abalon?
Absalon?
Absalom's on the material plane.
Abs
It's
are
harder
awesome.
for him to find us if we're here rather than in Galarian on the material plane.
Okay, but we can't hide here forever. Who's even trying to? Why would he try and find us? We beat him last time, and now he doesn't have his protector. He's running. He ran from us. He's afraid.
I mean, he took one of us out. We need some time to regroup and figure out what he was doing, along with I need some time to make Kael an arm.
Okay, well, I guess I'll get to helping get through all the research journals. I'll let you know if I find anything else interesting.
What are we gonna do about Alias in the meantime? We gotta bury him.
Well, I mean, it's almost nighttime. Need to sleep. I want to stare at stars.
Hmm,
I
alright.
figured this would be a good, safe place for us to rest. Before I say
So,
that with too much confidence, are there any, like, ridiculous things that could, like, happen on the astral plane that the player, Mantis, might not know about? Like, I don't know.
that Amber would know
That
about?
Amber would know about,
Yeah, that
I mean,
Amber would know.
or
you
that
would
Philippe would know about.
that just like anywhere else, there are powerful things on the like on any plane, and that goes for the astral plane as well. That if you drew the attention of, would be very dangerous here. But you figure that most likely you're probably pretty safe. Um,
As long as we don't go looking for trouble, right?
as long as you can go looking for trouble. You do know that it is difficult. Like you're not 100% sure that you would be able to survive outside the tower as well in this plane without uh, magical assistance, basically. Like you don't think that you're not sure. Like some parts in the astral plane are breathable, but you're not sure this is one of them or not. Last time you guys were here, you do remember that Delpho used air bubble for both of you, so that wasn't a concern
I
when you were
think
with
I
him.
have some. Uh, I have a scroll of air bubble, if that makes any difference.
Yeah, it'd help.
But I only have one of them. I think. Yeah, it looks like I only have one.
Okay, so you guys are just
Anyway,
gonna rest
I
here
think
for
we're
the
gonna
night then?
rest. Yep.
Yeah. I'll do any preparations on Alias's body to help it, I don't know, not decay or something. I don't know if I have anything really, but is there? Okay, so do like people who work in morgues like do stuff to the bodies to make them not decay?
I mean, you could use chemicals, or if you have somebody that's able to just cast the spell Gentle Repose, that would do it as well. I don't know if anybody
Well, I
has that
don't have
spell,
that
but
ability.
I don't have that spell right now. I'm sorry. That's very specific.
I asked
I'll put it
Amber if
in
there's
a
anywhere cold
cool area.
in her quote unquote tower to like put Alias.
Amber wouldn't know.
I'm not sure. We could take a look.
Oh look, she doesn't know what's in her own tower. That's super believable.
So you're still not convinced that it's actually Amber's tower.
Hell no. That just makes this place even feel worse for Brugger.
Oh, you can believe what you want. All I know is it was my tower, and now I have, or a shared tower, and I've gotten access back to it.
All I know is fighter thing. And my fighter senses are kinda tingling.
right? I think.
Okay.
I mean, the other guy who lives in this tower. I think only Amber's met him. I don't think he's met any of the rest of you yet. And he's not. You guys haven't seen any sight of him. Like he hasn't. You guys got in here and it's been quiet and empty.
Well, Amber's never
That's
led
why
us
my
astray
five senses
before,
are tingling.
so I trust her. She's like the one that has like the sane head that everyone just accepts and listens to, or at least I do.
I find that too because that's funny because nobody's really asked very many questions about this either, about this tower. I can't remember. Some of you guys were here when we did the session. Like Amber goes to the astral plane library, but
I think I
don't
was
remember
here.
who all was. I think it was
I
you
think it
and
was
Secret were here.
Zerdurium and Secret only.
So the rest, like Ron and Matt, didn't even hear that unless they watched the VOD for it because I think it might have been recorded. But so it's kind of interesting to me. There's a lot of information about it that a lot of you guys don't actually know.
Kel wouldn't be questioning any of it, because you guys kind of like saved him, so he's just gonna be,
He's just gonna
tagging
go along for now. Yeah.
I tell Kale to question everything about this place.
I say, oh, don't mind him. Let's find you somewhere to sleep. I picked up a little bit of Brugar accent there, I think. But, yeah. I'd take Kale and
Why
find him a
doesn't he
place to
hang out with
sleep.
him? We've been hanging out with him for so long.
Yeah. I was trying to mock him whenever he was saying, question everything. I mocked him by using his own accent.
So a lot of the rooms you would try to open would not open. Like they appear to be locked, and you don't actually see any keys on any of them.
What do you mean they appear to be locked? Like I try and
Like they
push
yeah,
them
like you
open
try to
and
open them and they don't move. Yeah.
Okay. That's
But,
fine. Well,
some
we'll
of
keep
them,
trying.
You do find a few that are basically they look like just kind of bare bedrooms. Like they have like a desk with nothing on it, like a bed, like a nicely made bed with and like they're really bare bones. There's nothing in them, but yeah, you could figure that perhaps these are supposed to be guest rooms or something. And there's like if you try a lot of different doors, you probably find like a dozen of them. So like everyone could easily have their own room here. And
Are there two that are next to each other?
yes, yeah, you can find two that are next to each other.
Alright, I'll tell Kale, here, you take this one, and then I'll take the one next door. Yell if you need anything. I'm a very light sleeper.
In fact, like on the top, like there's 3 levels basically that have rooms on them near the bottom. And the top floor, like all of those ones except for one door open. So like, yeah, you guys can get a whole bunch.
Okay.
If you guys wanted to take ones on the top, Amber's is on the bottom floor actually. Like Amber's room, if I remember right, was on the bottom floor.
Well, since we're near the top of the tower, right?
No,
we were. So like whenever we were
yeah,
going
but the
down,
top floor
then...
is like there are 3 floors that have rooms on them,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a
spirals up.
long way up to the very top.
Yeah, so we'd come down from the very top and then start searching immediately and find some open rooms on that
Tiki
top floor
doesn't
there,
go
the third
down
floor.
with them. Whether or not they leave her alone up there is a whole different story, but she stays up there.
Now in terms
I think it's just
of
me and Kale that went down.
in terms of finding like a place to store Alias's body, you actually would find that on the bottom floor there is like a kitchen basically, and you do find there's a chilled room that's that you think like if somebody uses detect magic, they would detect that there definitely is a lot of magic going on in that room, and one of the things in there like there's basically like a freezer room there, so you could use that.
Alright, and I don't know if Brugar went looking for that or if I found it and told him, but either way, we get Alias's body there.
Yep.
One of the
I
things
put
you find there,
Alias's
there's
body
no
in there,
food
I tell him,
actually in
"Sorry,
there
I'll
right
have to
now.
be here for now."
Yeah, you find there's no food that's actually in there, but you do, if you like poke around in the, I mean, you can go ahead and roll, if you want to poke around there, you can try to look for stuff in there, but yeah, there's no food in the chilled, like, freezer room, basically, right now. But
That's
there's a
right,
lot of
I'll look
interesting
around
stuff.
for other stuff.
Yeah. So you find
That's a
that there
really bad
is-
roll.
You find that there is a you still find something though that's interesting inside the this little freezer room kind of is connected to the kitchen area. In the kitchen area you find there is a like basically a box in there that has the spell create food and water on it, and so it can just create food. So even though you don't see any food in the like anywhere in this kitchen, anywhere you figure out you can just make magic food that isn't it doesn't like if you try
Isn't
tasting
create
over
food and
like
water like bland?
yes, it's very bland, but it is filling. So that's an option there. So you can kind of intuit that perhaps it's set up to be able to bring in like actually good food, and you can store it here. But otherwise, you can always just use the spell to get food if to get to live off of.
Mm-hmm.
If Kael will let me, I would like to examine his wound.
So does Kale let you then?
Whoa, lag.
Um, why why do you want to examine it?
I'm going to start making you a new, better arm. I need to figure out how to connect it to your body. I'm just going to take some measurements here.
Okay. I turn my empty shoulder towards him.
All right. So that I guess is a good question here. Do you want to do that? Like have a prosthetic arm basically created?
Yeah, it's the way the direction's going.
I have another
But
option
is
that'll
that what
come up
you want?
soon. So I mean, if that's something you don't want to do, there's another option that's going
Be
to
like,
itself.
no, this
I'll take out
wound
a
is
character
here to
that.
remind me of my failures.
Well, he needs an arm for his character to function. He needs both arms. But
Is it a tumor?
I don't know what Amber has in mind.
What do I have in mind?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure what you have in mind. I'm guessing some sort of like using like a construct type effect, basically. But
I was planning to just, like, buy some armor that fits him and animate it.
mm-hmm.
So that, and have it so that he can control it. So yeah, sort of constructy, but not to the same extent.
Right. I mean, we could go with that's what
That
the plan is
or
for now.
make
But we'll see.
him a doll arm and
I object.
animate it that way.
You have what? You object to the doll arm?
I can make it very good. Nobody will be able to tell.
Amber's an expert at doll making.
Hmm. I'll just entertain Amber's attempts right now. Seem pretty skeptical.
Okay. So I jot some notes down, and then I leave Kale alone, and I'll head back off to my room.
I'm trying to think of how to do the for Tiki here for communing. Yeah, she's communing, so I gotta give Tiki her answer. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna word this.
She's haphazardly
Wait,
communicating.
is-
Like, she doesn't know what she's asking, so we'll see what he does.
Isn't commune the yes, no, irrelevant one?
Yes, no, or unclear,
Yeah.
but in the sake of a deity, they can be a little more specific, up to 5 words, apparently.
Yeah, so
Just so that you don't
you
misconstrue
kind of,
the
I guess,
answer, I guess.
yeah. I guess so. You get a feeling. So in order of operations, you definitely feel like a yes to is anyone there, like a kind of a faint yes,
Okay.
bordering on uncertain, but yes. Um, you get a yes. Can I ask a question? Obviously, by this point, you've had an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you do get a uncertain answer, like for both the next questions.
Okay.
Anybody else do anything else for the night? I guess you guys go down and get food from the magic kitchen.
Eventually, Tiki
I don't.
will.
I go to bed.
She'll try to find the others and a place to
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah, I'll use some of the
And I'll
spirit
also
magic
use
food
my
and try.
spells to kind of top everybody off. So I have 1 of each level. So I'll just here. You guys can pick who gets what.
Okay.
I want the 19 because I have the most.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think Kael has the most damage.
Dibs?
I guess that's a good point. Give him the 19.
No, I'm gonna
And the
give him the
15.
rest of my wand, and I'm gonna buy a wand.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'll
So I
take
got
the
9
8, I
charges
suppose.
of that. And so...
So I mean, I'm at 53 HP out of 81, so
12, 21, 23, 32.
Okay, that's all my charges.
Alright, so what's been taken and hasn't been taken?
40, 44.
I took the 8
That
to
tops me
cure
off.
light wounds.
Okay, cool. Goodbye, wand.
I'm taking the 19. That puts me at a 72 of 81.
Where you at, Bruger?
You wouldn't actually use that last charge if you still wanted to keep the single charge.
Oh, put that on Bruger then, because I want to get rid of this wand.
So I still don't know what hasn't been taken, like a bunch of the middle stuff.
No, the 15 hasn't been taken. The first 15 has not been taken.
Okay, I'll take that.
So I'll be full health after I rest.
Okay.
I need to update my max health, though.
So it looks like everybody will be at full health except for Alias. Is that right?
And myself, but
I won't be at
Tiki's
full
not
health.
selfish.
Oh, okay.
I will be at full health.
It probably won't. It might not matter. I mean, I guess it depends. You guys could end up running into trouble the very next day.
Well, I'm only
depends a bit on
minus
you, but
10 right now. So it's not that big of a
I guess if
deal.
you guys hang out here, you're probably fine. Most likely, maybe.
If trouble wants to come looking for us, then bring it on.
Okay,
it's a
so
lot
yeah,
more
the next
minus
day,
10.
nothing.
Well,
Do you guys do any sort of like watch actually or anything in the astral plane, or you guys kind of just trust the tower to and its natural
I stay up
defenses
for
to
a little
kinda...
bit, and I polish my armor and I sharpen my hammers.
Sharpen
I'm
your
gonna
hammers,
stay
okay.
up kind of late and hope that somebody else gets up early. And I'm gonna be poring over Akai's books.
Okay.
Specifically about the artifact.
Okay. I'll let you know what you find.
Okay, thanks.
Before we'd end up splitting, Kael would ask the party if they mind if he inherits his brother's items.
I say, well, I wouldn't think of anyone else to take him other than you, his brother.
Yeah.
Maybe
Agreed.
family heirloom.
you can still bring him alive. You hear Tiki down the hall.
How?
Yeah, I don't think you guys are really close to the point where if you really made an effort for it, you probably could. But yeah, you guys
With
aren't quite at the
money
point where death is an inconvenience.
and charisma.
How
Yep.
much money?
Well,
I
don't
think we
know,
definitely
but
have enough money to bring him back.
I
If
think
you guys
so
pooled
too.
together, yeah.
I
Like,
have
if they
35
really
gold
wanted
pieces,
Aelius
is
to
that-
come back alive, but he still plays his brother, then we could do that. Or if he thinks
Or he
it's
plays
more
both.
honorable. No. Well, I mean, if he brings leadership,
Ale
maybe.
would think
but...
it would be more honorable to just let his brother rest because their people take pride in their actions.
Okay. Well,
Dying
you
in
know.
He
combat.
thinks that dying
are
in combat's
things
like
you
the
don't know.
ultimate glory.
She's getting a lesson.
And that's like the thing too. If you try to raise someone, they might not even want to come back. You know. So
Well, right, and also
That's
if they
possible.
don't want to as well, I think.
Yep.
Because I've had that situation.
Like- Yep. Yeah, if they don't want to come back, then they can just their character like the guy they could just be like, nope, I'm gonna go be a petitioner and go go on to whatever afterlife I'm supposed to go to.
Actually, I do have an item I could sell that would be enough for a raised dead, but I don't know how much
Nah,
gold in
we don't
character
need
that
to.
requires.
You did get
We don't want to.
you guys
I
did
think Ron
get
wants to.
you guys did get a really valuable item from Makai. Yeah, you guys put it on a floating disc and like brought it in here, but you guys probably could get a lot of money for that.
The artifact?
Yeah, totally. Probably get a shit ton of money for that thing.
I'm not gonna sell that. I'm gonna give that to Kale.
Amber, come on, Amber. We
Hell
can
no, I'm
sell
not
it
gonna
and then
sell
steal
that.
it back.
I mean, you probably should at least figure out what it does first, I suppose. I mean, that's pretty fair, right? Philippe, you're not really sure what the value
right
of this
back.
artifact is. You judge it to probably be priceless.
Okay. I'll be like Amber. It doesn't hurt to ask and see how much we could get.
Yes, it does, because it lets everybody know that we have it.
Okay. I'm just saying, think of the money. We could never have to work another day in our lives. We could retire.
That doesn't sound like fun. I think you should go to bed. You're not thinking straight.
Oh, wait, isn't the next day, or... Wait, when is it?
This would probably been.
I
during
thought
the
we
night
just woke up.
before. Yeah, I didn't quite get to that. That's. I was asking before we actually get to the next day. I was asking about watches, and then this conversation happened. So this would have probably been
okay.
just before you guys go to bed.
I wanted to appraise it in the morning before everyone gets up.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because
Well, it's
Amber
in my
was mentioning that
room,
she's.
and if I can
And
lock
Ben,
my
to
room,
my
I lock my
surprise-
room at night.
Well, I know that you were getting up early, Amber. So like,
No,
I'll
she
probably
was
like get
staying
up
up
early.
late.
Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind.
So you get up early, and you sneak down there, and then you realize that Amber's door like doesn't respond to you. Like it doesn't let you open it. Like and you
I'll
don't
praise
see
it
any sort of
later.
lock or anything. So yeah, you can't. You unfortunately, if she brought it into her room, nobody else has access to it.
I feel like that's kind of meta. Would she have actually done that? Well, maybe she would have.
Did you
I
bring
don't know
all
if she
your
would have locked her
research?
room.
Did you bring all the Kai's notes and books and whatnot back into your room?
Yeah,
too,
I dropped
or-
everything that
I'm
wasn't
pretty sure I
Alias
had
that I
some.
had on my disc into my room, and then I went upstairs. I said that, remember?
Did Amber take all of the notes and stuff? I thought I had some.
I mean,
I
I don't know,
thought we were
did you-
both carrying some.
If you kept some of them yourself, then yeah, I guess you would have had some too. There was probably
That's
about
how I
30
interpreted
books.
it, but I'm asking Mantis the player if Amber would have been okay with that. If that's not what he thought happened.
Sure. I would have put most of the stuff on the disc, though.
Right. So yeah, you maybe have some of your own.
Well, the stuff
like,
I
some books
have,
that you grabbed.
I'll look through. Like the ones that seem most interesting
Okay.
to me when I skim through it. Maybe not like directly related to the artifact, but more of just related to his.
Right, and some of
I don't know,
some of
other
those
stuff.
books in there aren't like you kind of are trying to figure out like how is this related to the artifact, and And it's not until you've looked through more of the books that it'll all start to fit together. And maybe after Amber gets up and you guys kind of talk about what you guys both have read.
So Mantis was up late. I'll be up early reading through the books I took that probably are
Right.
not
I mean,
directly his research notes, but like reference materials.
Yeah. And Amber was probably doing a lot of the same stuff at night. So, and yeah, the next morning once everyone's kind of up, you guys maybe Amber and Philippe put their heads together and kind of talk about what they were looking at, and you guys would come to the conclusion that this artifact is in fact a Shawanti artifact. It's very old. It is older than the Thessalonian Empire, in fact, and that at least according to what Akai believed, this was an old artifact that was used by the Shawanti to fight against basically an ancient giant god, like a giant demigod that was marching like on the Storval Plateau and was terrorizing their people. And it was an ancient Shawanti hero wielded it and like somehow wielded it and used it to slay this ancient demigod that was wandering the Storval Plateau, like back millennia ago, like before, like I said, the before the Thessalonian Empire. At some time, it was lost by the Shawanti people. Lost it when they were kind of subjugated by the Thessalonian Empire, and it hasn't really been seen since. So you're not really sure exactly where he found it. Perhaps the Thessalonian Empire like stored it underneath Kaer Maga, and he just managed to find it somehow under Kaer Maga.
Amber, you know what this means. We found a way to kill a god.
Basically, yeah. You deduce that's probably what it was for. It's
which
tough
is
to say
what we were researching that whole time.
Yeah, that's part of the thing. Amber would actually even recognize, she read a little bit about this specific thing, like just a little bit, because she probably, like there was a lot of different things in there, legends and stuff, and this was one of the legends they were talking about, like of a Shawanti warrior that fought an ancient giant god, like a long, long time
It's
ago.
funny, as soon as you said it was older than the Thessalonian Empire, it was like, I started typing that in right before you told us what it was.
Yeah. But now, of course, you say Godslayer's sword, but it's a block of like metal or stone or something. Like you can't really make sense of how it's supposed to be a weapon. Like, was it used as a gigantic club? It's too big and unwieldy to make sense for that. But perhaps, it's you're not really sure exactly. Like, perhaps you could use it as an improvised weapon at best. But
Do you tell Brugar about this?
I mean, they're discussing this.
I'm going to be speaking
breakfast,
to Philippe in the common room. So if you
guys would.
I mean, I
you're
trust
there,
early in the
party
morning, though.
so far.
Yeah. So if you're there, well, it would have been fairly late in the morning because Amber slept in because she stayed up late.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, everyone's probably up at this point. So if you're in the common area, there's a good chance you're overhearing them talking about this. So if anybody wants to chime in, feel free to do so.
Would the sky look the same even at this time if Tiki went upstairs to look?
Yep. Yeah,
She would probably spend time staring at it
day or
then.
night. Okay.
Contemplating.
By the time we finish with this, like we'll go and find Tiki's like just brain dead, staring up at the sky.
By the way, I would have cooked breakfast before
Actually,
Amber got up, I think. For everyone.
By cook breakfast, you mean use the create food or water spell, or do you have actual food on you that you could cook?
No, well, use the create food and water spell, but like, I don't know, is there a stove or anything like to actually cook?
Oh,
or
yeah,
is
yeah.
it just like bread and water?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It just gives you like basically bread and water if you use the spell to there, but there's an actual kitchen there. So if you brought actual
I would
food
toast
you
the bread.
Okay, you try to like do stuff to make the food a little bit more palatable. That's fair.
Yeah, that.
And maybe like it's not completely barren. Maybe there's
metal?
maybe there's a little bit of like spices and such that you can help to like help out a little bit. It's hard to tell. It looks like maybe some sort of steel or like some sort of metal or like it doesn't look like refined really though, so that's why it looks kind of like a rock at the same time. It's definitely it's some sort of mineral though, like it appears to be, but you're not really able
I
to make
speak
sense of
up
it.
after having overheard this. Well, you know, I don't know much about the crafting of weapons, or the mining of minerals, or the forging of steel, but I am a dwarf, and you know, we might be able to find someone who knows a thing or two about forging weapons and the working of metal and its origins within the Five Kings mountains. I wouldn't I wouldn't put money on anywhere else being a better place than, to take and ask about this sort of thing. You'll find that's the only place I know of where you'll find master smiths.
What do you guys think of that?
You know, I've heard that there are some of me people, some dwarfs, who can even speak to metal and stone.
That's interesting. It's a new day, and now that I know something more about this artifact, I am going to try to do the detect magic spellcrafts on it again.
Okay, so you aren't really able to. Let's see. I think this would detect as a overwhelming aura. Um, Probably primarily evocation. Let's see. I'm not sure if that's a high enough. It might be a high enough spellcraft to
I'll be
identify
right back
like
in
the
the bathroom.
properties, kind of like roughly. Like it seems like there's a lot more going on there. You can't really make sense of it. But the primary thing, like the easiest thing you're able to identify, is it appears to be effectively a +5 weapon. However, as I said, its form does not look like a weapon, which is what's very confusing about it.
Okay.
But what is it? What does it actually look like? It's just like a statue thing
It's
or
like
something.
yeah, it's like a big block. It's let's see. I think it's like kind of the size of like a two-handed weapon basically, like think like a great sword or a great axe, something like that, except instead of it being, it's a lot thicker, and it's just a big, yeah, it's a big block, so there's no real good place to grip it either. Like when you guys lifted it up, you probably had to like, kind of bear hug it or get people
Maybe
on
you're
both
supposed to
sides of it.
drop it on the god's head. Or maybe it's for a catapult to fling at a god.
It's kind of interesting because
Maybe
there was a
it's
really
just
easy
a
answer to
bullet
this,
for some gargantuan creature. Slings it.
but well, it's one of those things that's easy when you figure it out. But we'll see if you guys do figure it out.
Why am I suddenly heavy load? Oh yeah, I turned it off. Okay.
This
Maybe
might
it's
end
the
up being
head
like
of a
it
giant
could end up being
hammer.
a big quest on its own, basically, just figuring out how to use this stupid thing.
Do we rest? We rested already? This is next day.
Yeah, you guys already rested. This is the next day. I mean, like I said, it's hard to tell. Did you guys actually?
We woke up.
You guys haven't actually. Yeah, you guys didn't actually go back to Down Market and buy a watch or anything, but you probably kind of have a decent sense of time to know it's. You guys are well rested.
So in the morning, I I'd want to sell items that wouldn't be useful for Kale.
We're not
Well,
on that
we're
plane
not.
right now.
Well, right now
Yeah.
you're in the
Oh,
astral plane,
okay.
so you guys
Okay.
haven't actually got back to Kaer Maga yet.
Yeah.
I see.
Amber wants us
She's
to
asleep.
stay here.
Well, she's up now.
For
But,
how long?
Oh.
well, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have decided how long you're staying.
I asked Amber, how long do you think we should stay here? How? I mean, I know we want to get through this reading material, but figure out more about it.
We've also
I
got
think
to lay to
perhaps
rest
the
Caleb.
artifact should stay here, but yeah, we have other business to attend to.
Um, it depends on if uh it depends on if Kale wants me to and make his arm here before we set off, and give Aelios a proper burial, or after.
So do I want my arm now or later?
Mm-hmm.
And I say, well, that's a no-brainer, and I look at Kale and I pat him on the back. You tell him what's more important, a silly arm or family.
Burgow's right. Nothing ever comes above family.
Okay.
Okay, so where are we going to do the ceremony? This tower can travel many places.
Gotta find a mountain to bury him. Which one would he?
Will go up to the top of the tower, and I will transfer it back to Maga.
Really?
Okay.
Isn't that like the last place we want to go?
I mean, it's right in the middle of a mountain range on both sides.
Right,
Well,
but
I mean,
that's
mountain
where...
range is in the distance, but
Well, true.
do I have a? I do.
Wait,
I
you
can pull
could
you guys over
choose
here
where
real
the
fast.
tower lands, like
So
specifically?
Well,
you
yeah.
guys look at
or-
this map. Well, it has a list of specific places that it can go to, basically.
Okay, yeah.
It can't go to like just anywhere. So yeah, as you can see, there's a mountain range. You could go over. You can kind of see a little bit of it to the south, but it's mostly to the east. Yeah, it's quite a ways away, but I mean, yeah, the Mindspin Mountains are over there. You could also go over the other direction and go to like the Wyvern Mountains and Skulls Crossing and Hook Mountain and all
What was the
those
other
places.
big city?
Which one? There's Corvosa. Oh, the other big
No,
city
the
that it
big...
goes to. Absalom.
Yeah. Where's
Absalom
that
is
at?
in the middle of the
It's on
inner
an island.
sea. Yeah, it's on an island basically.
Um,
So there's not really any mountains near that.
Tiki's probably outside staring still at the stars, but a reminder, the cave that we went to, wasn't that like kind
That's
of part of mountains?
what I was just thinking.
Yeah, that
And
was
we
right at
wanted
the
to
foot
go
of
there
We
the.
can
That
go
was
to
the foothills of
Jaeger off.
Yeah.
Is the foothills of the Mindspin Mountains, but yeah, you guys will have to find a way to get there. I mean, maybe you could just walk there or take a boat or something. But this tower does not have Yanderhof or anything like really close to Yanderhof other than Kaer Maga in its panel.
Yeah, Amber, if we
Karamaga's
go there,
fine.
is there a way to move that artifact in the cave?
Huh?
Well, do we
Move
want
the
to
artifact
move it?
in the cave?
No.
Yeah,
Something
to
that
this tower.
big? I can't do that yet.
Okay.
Tiki's probably not with you guys. If she is, she might be, I don't know. She would shake her head like, no, don't move it.
I don't
Is it
really
safe
plan
there?
on moving that artifact anyway.
Okay. I thought you wanted everything in your tower for study.
Nope. I'm actually going to take the +5 weapon with us.
What?
How do you
All
wield it?
right.
That's what you guys are going to have to find out.
Okay. Whatever you say, Amber. You
Do you guys have
usually know
any?
best.
You guys have any ideas?
On what?
Well, we're so I want to buy a couple of things as we're leaving.
I just want to buy a Cure Light Wounds wand as well.
Okay, yeah, you guys can go ahead and buy whatever you want to buy in Kaer Maga.
More rations. and
I
stuff.
want to buy or purchase the material component costs for this. Looks like this is a third-party thing, but it looks like it kind of makes some
Okay,
sense.
so I have things I want to sell
Okay,
and
yeah,
or
that's fine.
trade.
Anything you want to sell, you can basically sell at half value, obviously. If you, yeah, depending on what you might be able to do a trade and get a little bit better value out of it if you're doing just a straight trade up for something that's like of similar value. Just let me know on that, I guess.
I'm actually gonna save my money for once.
So I would want to trade my uh, belt of strength for something.
Okay, you want to trade it for like a belt of dex then maybe or something?
Yeah, Dex.
Because I'd say you probably can trade that. I'll even let you just trade that one for one. You can find somebody that's like, oh, I need one of those, and I have a belt of dex I can give you instead. Like after a little bit of effort, you're able to find somebody that will make that trade with you straight up.
Okay.
Wait, how much are Cloak of Resistance +1?
Like 1,000
I think
gold.
1,000 gold. Yeah, just 1,000 gold.
Okay, I'll buy one of those.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you can buy that. So, though, before you do buy it, while you guys are there in the market, you actually have someone approach you and says, like it's a kind of like a little kid come up and they got a message, and hands it to one of you, or tries to, he reaches out with this kind of like an envelope and waits for somebody to take it from him.
Not me.
Sure, I'll take it.
Okay, and you see it's a symbol. The symbol on the envelope, like the seal, is the symbol of House Ardok.
Oh.
Okay,
Do you open it?
Ah.
sure.
I know what to do with these. Hand me that letter.
Oh, no.
Do you hand it to him?
I'll open it and I'll read it.
Okay, so you see it
Brugar yells,
says,
"Take cover!"
but nothing happens. It just says, like it says that Vodik has told us about what Akai was up to, and we are sincerely wish to apologize for the distress that it's caused. Um, if you would like, you can meet us in the Abyss District, and I would like to perhaps make it up to you in some way. And then it has like a signature on the bottom of it. You can't really make out because it's a signature. But yeah, like I said, it has an Ardok seal on it as well, and it says meet us in the Abyss District at the what was used to be Akai's foundry. If you'd like to know more. If not, if you never want to see us again, I also would understand that, and will not hold it against you if you do not meet us there.
Would we be
Also,
able to
do not
tell
bring
if this
any
was
weapons or
written
armor.
by not a Kai?
I suppose Amber and Philippe kind of are somewhat familiar with his handwriting because they've been studying his notes for the past like a while. So and they can tell that this is different handwriting at least. Let's see, what would the name actually be
So
signed?
now that I've read it, I'll read it aloud to the party, and I'll say, so what do you want to do?
I say that that is the worst revenge letter I've ever heard.
It's signed Besnik Ardok. Sorry, I had to find the name that I had for that.
But it also sounds like a trap.
What happened if we just ignore?
They leave us alone.
Don't sound like issue.
But they also want to apologize, especially to, I suppose, Kael here.
What?
Kael, what do you want to do?
Apologize? Bad guys don't apologize.
That's
I'd
right.
like to visit.
You would like to visit?
I'd like to see if these people are as monstrous as their brother.
Okay, be careful. Your brother had a bit of a temper. I don't know if you do too. But you only have one arm.
What's this? You really want to meet these people? With all their magic and who knows what?
Maybe we magic first.
Right, I'll cast my hammer spell at them. But
That's a
are you
very
seriously
potent
considering
spell, I
this?
hear.
Maybe they do something we don't like. I give them choice.
So my knowledge local was about this Besnik Ardok and his reputation.
You know that Besnik, you don't know a whole lot about him, just that he is he's a very high ranking person, I guess, within the Ardok family. You know that he's higher, he's actually higher up in line of like more likely to become the successor to the Ardok family, like name, I guess, like because of the head of there's a patriarch of the family basically, and there's Akai was kind of down the list a ways, and Besnik was closer to being he's not first in line, but he's closer to being the next uh, head of the Ardok family. But that's about all you really know. You don't really know a whole lot about his reputation with that role.
Well,
Okay.
Kale, if you're serious about this, then I'll go with you. I'm gonna make sure that Alias didn't die in vain if this is a trap. Wouldn't be good if they just killed you.
Okay. So you guys are gonna do that. Amber, are you gonna go with him, or are you just gonna finish doing your shopping?
Um, if I'll go with them.
Okay.
And I would have casted floating disc and have, Alias's covered body on it.
Okay.
Before we get to the location, Tiki will remind them about the Wand of Mage Armor. Whether or
What
not they
about
want
it?
to put that on, because we don't know if this is going to be hostile or not. And then also, she's going to cast protection, magic circle against evil around herself.
Okay.
It's up to you guys if you want to
Well,
use the
I'm
wand.
taking
but,
my-
yeah.
If they don't want us to wear armor or anything, then well, we should use the wand. But in any case, I'm wearing my armor and bringing my weapons there. So unless they tell me otherwise.
Maybe put wand on just. Well, I mean, did they? They didn't say anything about disarm and armor, right? Did they?
Hmm.
We
Nope.
wouldn't be walking around Kaer Maga without being armed. It's not a safe city.
Okay, so then there should be a problem. But some of us don't have armor. Anyways, not important. Don't need the wand. Forget I
Oh,
even
hi.
brought it up.
No, you should use it on like you, since you don't have any armor. Be very useful for.
Tiki has armor, doesn't she?
I do. I was just thinking for the
Oh.
other people who don't, now's the time to prepare and stuff like that.
I has my own mage armor.
Okay. But yeah, I will put a magic circle against evil, just in case,
Good idea.
Does the
Also,
new guy have armor?
if it fits in my backpack, I'm going to have the artifact in my backpack, and if everything else doesn't fit from my backpack, that's probably going to be on the disc.
Does
Okay, yeah, I would. If you put it in your
Kael
backpack,
need
it'll
armor?
probably take up the whole backpack. Like I said, it's the size
Bag
of
of
like
holding?
a large, like two-handed weapon. Like think like a pole arm, but even thicker, or like a great sword.
So
or
Amber
something
probably
like
looks a little bit ridiculous.
that. Yeah.
I tell Amber, you look ridiculous.
Okay, so you guys go there then. You guys probably all remember where a guy's foundry was on that. Let me pull you guys back to the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaer Maga map as well, just to make things a little bit easier.
Mhm.
Holy crap, can you hear the crickets through my microphone?
No.
No.
Not today.
I can barely hear him like a little bit, every once in a while. I can hear like
Can
a
you
little
hear the
chirp.
cackling in my microphone?
No.
No. So yeah, you guys get to Akai's foundry. It looks like they're busy at work right now, and looks like they're cleaning some stuff out as well. And someone kind of sees you guys approaching and goes, "Oh, I'll go get Besnik." And he kind of goes in, and you can kind of hear him like, "Besnik, hey, they showed up." And you kind of see like this older looking guy kind of walk out, and kind of he doesn't really, he looks kind of grim, like he's not smiling or anything when he sees you, like he looks kind of worn out. He says, "Oh, I'm glad that you came. As I said, I'm terribly sorry about what's happened here. I'm trying to do whatever we can to make it right. You may not, I don't know if you guys are from here, but the Ardok family is it's our responsibility to maintain safety and order within this district of Kaer Maga, and something like this is completely against what we want to have happen here.
Aye, it is quite
I can assure
embarrassing.
you, it definitely is very embarrassing, and we're trying to do whatever we can to make it right." He looks over at Kale and says, "We're willing to pay to have your arm reattached if you'd like, assuming you still have the arm." Which I think you guys would have. And he says, actually no, I think you guys didn't grab the arm, but Vodik
No.
made sure it was. So he says, we have your arm, and we can have it reattached magically if you'd like. It won't cost you a thing. We'll do it. We'll take care of it.
How long would this take?
Well, it would involve a ritual that would take, I'm told, about an hour to cast.
Brugar laughs.
I tell him, let me consult with my friend here.
Of course, take your time.
Tiki looks up at you confused. Don't you want arm?
Question is, does he want a better arm?
Better? Amber, you can't make
Does-
everything better.
Oh, and there's some other stuff you could do if you do go that route. You could maybe leverage that.
She doesn't know that.
I could ask them to pay for the costs of a better arm for you, and I could make it.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
it's your
let's try
choice.
that.
I'm not going to force you to. If you want your arm back, I think this guy's trustworthy. Let's do a retrospective sense motive on this guy.
Yeah, you get the sense that he is very, very tired and very that he definitely is feeling a lot of remorse. Like you get the sense that seeing all the the terrible things that have been going on here, because he's probably been going down. He probably walked through and saw everything in there and was helping out with getting everyone out of there. And you can just tell he's mentally and physically exhausted right now.
Okay. Amber chuckled. It's because we can. So, Kayla, it's your choice. She
I'm gonna
pulls out
rush.
her journal and she shows him a design, blueprints for sort of a clockwork, uh, but also magic with magic runes and stuff, fitting along the insides of like sort of full plate arm.
Okay. Let's
Tiki, due to my knowledge, fighter, I am pretty sure Amber is a wizard, and you can't tell me otherwise.
That's sort of true. So let's see here.
Tiki just shakes her head like, no, I don't think so.
The way she's always gotten her nose in a book or a scroll, and the way she waggles her fingers and shooting fireballs. That sounds like a wizard.
I waggle my fingers and, well, not shoot fireballs.
So what's you guys' decision on this? I guess it's
Let's see
mostly up
Tiki, and
to Kale.
he puts an arm around her shoulders, and he says, "But you believe in a higher power and some strange, mysterious being that you have no idea about or can control gives you your magic. That I understand."
I totally understand strange beings that you don't understand.
He understands books and
It's a funny
strange
way to look.
beings. Well, not books,
Yeah.
but he understands about them.
I thought that's a funny way to look at it.
Yeah, we're gonna get them to pay for an arm. They're
So okay,
from
so you
Mantis.
tell them that so basically you guys are doing it together. Tell them that you guys are going to take care of the arm yourself, and
They're going to front the cost.
okay. So he nods, and says, "If that's how you want it, I completely understand." And he says, "Wait here," and he goes back inside, and he comes back out after about a minute or two with a bag of money, and he says, "This is what it's going to cost. What would it have cost for us to cast the spell we were going to use?" And he hands you this big sack of gold, and it's actually a bit more than what it's going to cost you to buy the arm in there. This costs, let's see, it's only a little bit more. He hands you 2,800 gold pieces in a bag.
So you're gonna allow for this third party thing?
Yep, I'll allow it. I mean, my solution that they were going to do is also a third-party spell. So, I mean, it was third-party either way. I was going to have him cast...
Oh, okay.
I was going to have him cast a spell called Lesser Regenerate, which basically works similar to Regenerate, except it has an hour-long cast time, and you need to have it only works, like, for reattaching limbs if you have the actual limb to reattach. Like, it doesn't grow you a new one. It only lets you reattach one.
Okay.
So yeah, he just hands you the gold and says, we're doing everything we can to help with getting the Shawanti that Akai had trapped down there back on track, helping them get back to their families or helping them set up a new life if they choose to stay in Kaer Maga, and helping them get any sort of help they need.
Amber's going
It's
to
gonna take a
write
lot of
down
time.
something in her journal real quick and like tear off a little part of it, and
Okay.
she'll say, if you can, there was a Shawanti who might need a little bit more help, and if he wants to, he is welcome to help out in my shop in Magnamar. This is where he can find it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Fucking Alex.
Can I go kill Alex?
Who is this you want me to give this to? What do you have written on it? Like, is it just like your your address, basically in Magnamar?
Yeah, it's my address, and how much would it would travel expenses to Magnamar be?
You probably could travel to Magnamar through like a ferry, especially going downstream, probably for 10 gold pieces.
And I'll put a platinum piece with it, so it has like where my shop is and what's her name?
Trissa?
Trissa.
Yeah, because Trissa's the one taking care of your shop right now. Or
Yep.
you assume she has. It's been 2 weeks,
A long
I think,
time.
since you guys have been in Magnamar at least. Maybe a
Wait,
little
has
bit more
it
than
only
that.
been 2 weeks? It's been like over a year in real time. That's crazy.
I know, but it took you guys only a week to travel here, I think, right?
Yeah.
And I think you guys have only been here for about a week.
I think it's
In
maybe
in-game
been 3
time.
weeks. I think it took us a little over a week to travel here.
Okay.
Because
3
we
weeks
were on the
might be
boat
right, too.
for a few days, and then we spent like
I guess
5
it
or
was-
6 days getting from Corvosa to Magnum or Kaer Maga.
Yeah, I guess it's like November 29th or something right now, and I think it was like the beginning of November when you guys left, so or like close to the beginning of November when you guys left. So yeah, it's probably pretty close to that. Probably getting close to a month. So yeah, it's been a little while.
So yeah, I'll do that. I'll send the note to, or ask him to give the note to Alex.
That's right. Okay. It did take you longer than a week because you guys would have originally taken a week, but it took a little bit longer because you guys, like, you ran into that artifact. You guys stopped for a little bit longer there, and like, you guys spent some extra time in Yanderhof because you guys went and talked to that priest at Desna and did some research in the library there. So I guess yeah, it was a little bit longer. Anyway, okay.
So wait, you're giving the note for Alip or Alex?
Alex. Yeah, he shows
Just
up and there's an
checking.
Alip, just like an Alip chilling in there, like making dolls. Like, yeah, what's up? No, actually, not that they're really making dolls. I don't think Trissa learned how to make dolls. She's just selling the ones you already have. So if you're out of stock now, then there's not really much she can do other than like watch the shop, like literally just watch it. But yeah,
There's probably some doll making manuals in there.
maybe she's learning how to do it.
Yeah.
I'll just have to make dolls with something else.
Out of character,
And
I still have one of Amber's dolls, I believe.
Yeah, probably. You guys bought one over like over here in the Tar Heel Promenade.
Yeah,
You
that
guys-
Amber
when you-
doesn't know about. Probably.
Yeah, so when you guys were looking for Amber, you guys were like, "Hey, Amber made this," and you guys were using it to help
Location spell.
help with scrying, basically.
Yeah. Anyways, I just thought that was a fun fact. Like, yeah, but not
Yeah.
mentioning it in character. It's just I'll hold on to it until we need it.
Yeah,
I'm a hoarder.
it might come up. You never know.
I need to buy a bag
Amber
of
might
holding.
go rogue.
I like hoarding too much. It's not actually a bag of holding, it's a bag of hoarding.
Yeah, definitely.
So unless we have any other business here, we should go on our way.
nah, I guess I'm done.
Yep. I have my fancy new cloak. It looks amazing on me. I look like a real, like, highwayman, but, like, dressed up.
Okay. So yeah, you guys
Like
can go
not-
ahead and
yeah.
go back to your shopping. He said,
What a good
once
this
again.
visit was.
Yeah, I mean it was. You guys got money.
Booger is being sarcastic about it.
Oh yeah, so wait, all that money that Amber
He is
got, how much of
underwhelmed.
it, did we, like, split any of it with the party, or, like, what
you guys
Amber's
might.
not using?
Like Amber's only
I
gonna
was
need...
going to use it to make Kale's new arm, and I was going to give it to Kale because Alias spent much of his money freeing slaves.
I think that's
Okay.
pretty fair too.
Wait, where are
So-
they?
The slaves are still with the freemen right now. You guys
Are we gonna
decided not to
pick
go.
them up, or let's go free them before we leave?
Yeah, I guess they,
Right?
they
Let's tell them they're
technically
free.
they technically were never freed.
That's something I'm gonna do if no one else wants to go with me. I'm still
Yeah, I
gonna
mean,
go.
you can go do that. Like, Amber's still got to go finish some shopping for buying the components for the iron arm.
Alright.
I'm guessing. Let's see. So Amber's probably not gonna. Oh wait, you're just gonna spend the construction requirements probably. So the 2,340 gold pieces probably.
Yeah.
I might follow Amber around while she's doing the shopping and tell her a little bit about what happened last night.
Alright,
So,
I'm going to the
continuing.
Freeman Academy and doing that stuff. Tell them, Alias sadly passed away, but, I know he would have freed you. Thank you for all you've done. His brother is safe now, and so are the rest of the Shwanti. We couldn't have done it without you. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Yeah, they seem like really kind of sad about Alias dying, but because he did kind of save them and saved all their you kind of see like they're actually like reunited with all their the people that got bought in the at the same time as them,
Auctions, yeah.
right? Because there was like 12 people in that auction or something like that. Alias only bought 3 of them, but and fortunately for them too, like those guys hadn't been there for as long, and so they're kind of all still like not fucked up in the head, and hadn't seen as much. They hadn't been traumatized quite as much as some of the other people there. Um, but yeah,
Yep.
and of course you see they're super busy when you're there at the Freeman. Like there's a lot of people moving around, and you see like a lot of the Shawanti are currently there and like kind of being uh, tended to, like people trying to kind of trying to get them interacting with each other and with whatnot. And they're trying to get people out of there, like you're free now, and kind of get them back into a better state of mind than they
I'll
were
try and
in
find
before.
the leader of the Freemen. I don't remember his name.
I believe it was Black Marin.
Yep.
Is probably who you're looking for. Okay. So
And
yeah,
I
you
will
find him.
update him on what happened. I won't tell him exactly about like the artifact and all that we found
Yeah,
about
of
that,
course.
but I'll tell him about how we went down there and found him, and just fill in any gaps that maybe the Dusk Wardens didn't know about.
Right. Yeah. He
And tell him that
says yeah.
we're going to be leaving town soon.
He talked to Vodic. He was wondering what happened to you guys because he was expecting you guys to come back last night. He's glad to see you guys are at least see you're safe, and hopefully everyone else is too.
I
Sorry
explained
to hear
that
about
we're
Alias.
we're really busy. We're trying to track down where Akai went, and
Yes, I heard he's
Wait,
still
is
at
it-
large.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
Akai,
that-
yeah. He says I've heard that the Ardocs have disowned him basically, so he should have a lot less resources hopefully. Um, but he is still dangerous, and I'll definitely also be on guard for him. He might be out for revenge, especially if he interrupted whatever he was planning. I don't really understand. I wasn't really told exactly what exactly he was planning. Just that whatever it was something horrific. Vodic wouldn't tell me a whole lot about it, and I haven't really pried too much with the Shawanti. I feel like they've seen enough to want to revisit those memories at this point. I want to try to help them put it behind them.
Okay, and then I'll just be like, yeah, we're gonna go on our way and try and track down Akai and attend to other things.
Okay, so he says, "Well, you guys are good people. I'm glad that we were able to work with you guys, and we were able to free these people. This is what makes this is what we work. This is what we work for, and I'm just glad I was able to pay off this time.
Yep, same.
And he also tells you if you ever need help from them, I will hopefully be able to help you in some way again. I'd love to work with you guys again.
Same back to you.
All right. And then
And
I'm guessing you probably
peace out.
go back to Down Market and find everyone's, or wherever you guys. I don't know if you guys agreed to meet somewhere, but I'm sure you guys can all find each other pretty easily.
I'll actually go check on our horses wherever they were at. Or they were at the Freeman Academy, so I'd bring them back with me.
Bring all the horses with you. Okay.
Yep. Make sure they're like, have, they're well fed and watered and ready to go. I think we're going somewhere, right? We're traveling. I thought we were.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
I thought you guys are going to the
Yeah.
Mindspin Mountains.
We're going to the
That's
mountains.
right.
Probably
for
towards
the
that other artifact.
burial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably also think you guys are planning to go towards the other artifact.
Get
So
all
I bring the horses to
ready.
everyone back in the market, wherever I'll find them, and be like, okay, finish all our business with the Freemen. They're very thankful, of course, and yeah, blah blah blah. Said our goodbyes for everyone.
So Amber's going to be working on that arm. It'll probably take a little bit of time to do it, but like you
Do we
guys will
want to
probably be
meet
able
back
do it
at
as you're-
the tower?
No,
oh, that's good.
it's while we're traveling.
Because Alias's body is there.
That's a good
No, it's
question,
not.
Ron. I don't think we actually really talked about that. So what were you for doing a familiar? We could actually just have you like maybe you don't actually currently have your familiar, and you have to get access to one.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
other
what
way
I was
thinking
assuming.
of
Then.
it. So how do you want to go about? Like, what did you want to do for a familiar? I guess because we can work
It's
that
a
out
fairy
too.
dragon.
A fairy dragon? Okay, so perhaps we'll have you, meet up with one and kind of make your contract with it on the trip there.
Okay.
I'll figure something out for that. I think we're getting close to. Well, I think we can probably go another hour
Present
potentially.
him with stuff that he didn't even know he wanted.
Yeah, I'm good either way, Pluto. If there's
Just
gonna be
like
combat
throw.
in the next hour, especially, I want to keep going. We
I
haven't had any
wouldn't give him
combat
what he
yet.
wanted.
I'm bloodthirsty.
Well, warned you guys that this session probably was
I
might
knew.
not
I
have any
figured.
combat.
Yeah.
This is kind of at the point, like if this was an adventure path, this would be the spot where it's like it's transitioning from one book to the next book, basically. So I mean, yeah, we're kind of at a spot
Oh
where
yeah,
there's
no,
not
I
gonna be a
completely
ton of action.
understand.
Nonsense. I'll go to the Freeman Academy and get myself some fights.
Go duel each
Now that you're
other.
free, you can fight for yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Tiki,
gonna go
watch
find
your back,
Alex
and
and
I
be
can
like,
go wrestle
Alex, you
somebody.
said some stuff to me that really pissed me off, and I'm gonna teach you a
You
lesson.
son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch, I'm gonna punch you. He probably was there in the Freeman Academy somewhere, maybe, or maybe they took him to like a sanitarium somewhere.
I assume I didn't run into him, or else I would have probably done something that
No,
Amber wouldn't
you
have
didn't
liked.
see him there. You didn't see him there.
Anywho, I'm ready to go whenever. Everyone else can finish up their stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna pull you guys to the larger map over here.
Actually, I have one more piece of business. I want to go to the Thoracic Spire and see if they will give me my vial of blood back that they took.
Oh, okay.
And say, we're leaving town and I'd prefer you to not have my blood. Having a
Of
piece
course.
of someone is a very powerful thing.
They'll give that freely back to you, and they'll say, of course, if you ever wish to return to the Thoracic Spire, you will need to go through this again and have some sort of payment to access it as well.
Of course, and I bow and leave.
Okay.
Make sure I, dot all my I's, cross all my T's, Pluto. That's all.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. Does Amber do the same thing? Do you go get your vial of blood back from the library?
As a rare display of wisdom beyond his age that Philippe has shown, yes, Amber will do the same.
Like when Philippe's like, we should go get that. You're like, yeah, I agree, actually. It's a good idea. Okay, so yeah, you guys both do that, and they,
I'm motivated because I think that my blood might be worth something. I don't want them selling it when they know I'm gone.
Oh, okay.
That's what Philippe thinks.
You remember that
So-
scrying thing?
Yep.
Suplex. What? You
'Cause
can
I
suplex
trip on
people
bull
now?
rushes now. Like, I charge at you, and I can charge over somebody with my charge through feet, like bull rush you, and then trip you at the same time.
That's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
awesome. So yeah, any other last minute business while you guys are in Kaer Maga?
Nope.
You know what? On that
I
note, I'm
gather
gonna buy
up
2
all of the
wands.
material costs, so the 2,000,
Yep.
300 gold.
Okay.
You guys know where you guys are going, right?
To the mountains, wherever that is.
Do we actually want to go to the, Declausar Carcanus artifact?
That's a good question. Because okay, so that's the thing. You could cross the
Well, what
Storval
did you
Plateau, like
learn?
follow the Yonda River up to the Mindspin Mountains that way, or you could go back the way you came and go back down towards Yanderhof and kind of go to the foothills of the Mindspill Mountains down south, down that way. That's up to you guys. I mean, you could do a lot of other things too. Like I said, you guys could go to the Wyvern Mountains over there by the Stormville Deep. If you really wanted, Skull's Crossing, if you guys
I
wanted.
should have written this down, but I didn't. So if I remember correctly, the artifact was used to commune with Declausar, or not Declausar, Carcanus. by his high priests, and it was also used to be able, if any
To
of the
travel,
priests
right? Or something.
had, any of the high priests who had used the artifact before, they could be contacted by anybody who is currently near the artifact through astral projection.
Basically. So theoretically, you guys remember that you guys talked to a priest of Desna when you were in Yanderhof and told him about the artifact, and he said he needed to talk with, like, you know, a higher priest of his order, and then he would go there and, like, check it out. So if he made it there, theoretically he could use it and talk to you guys right now if he wanted, because he's, at least that's Amber's understanding from what she read.
Wait, theoretically, Amber and I can talk to each other?
If
Since we
one of
both
you is
used
at
it?
the artifact, yeah, if one of you is at the artifact and the other one's
Okay.
like anywhere in the world, you guys could theoretically talk to each other.
I don't think it even needs to be
Well-
anywhere in the world. It's anywhere.
Anywhere. It doesn't even have to be on the same plane. That's correct.
But you have to be like
That's pretty cool.
a person of Karkanos, though.
You have to have used the artifact before.
That's the way how Amber was interpreting what she was reading, that you just have to have used it. And generally that was, of course, people that had access to the artifact were usually high priests of Karkanos, but theoretically Amber figures that her and Philippe could potentially be, like, contacted by somebody through that artifact. But it's tough to say because it's also really dangerous to use right now, because it's instead connected to Deklaus Sar instead of Karkanos, because Deklaus Sar was created off of, like, the remains of Karkanos.
I'll mention to Amber, it's weird that we haven't had any more assassins from Deklaus Star while we've been in, Kaer Maga. I would have thought this is a place where there'd be a lot of, crazy stuff going on where that would happen.
I mean, it's only been like 2 days since the last one. Like 3 days.
Wait, what was the last one?
So much.
The last one was when you had the Knoll and the two people wearing the masks that tried to attack you. That was the last attempt.
I didn't realize they were Deklaus Sar.
What other lead do we have? Going and getting weapons?
Yeah, they had a holy symbol. The cleric did.
Okay, I didn't remember that. Sorry, my bad.
What was that? What other leads you have?
Well, I'm asking
yep,
Amber.
yep.
Yeah.
We have this, and Amber pats her back.
Yeah, I mean, that's
How
kind of...
heavy is this, by the way?
I think it's 15 pounds.
So you want to learn more about it, or
it's
how to use
surprisingly
it?
light for how bulky it is. I mean, 15 pounds is still fairly heavy, but for how big it is, 15 pounds isn't actually that heavy. Like, it looks like it's going to be heavier than it actually is when you look at it.
Yeah, Amber's medium encumbered carrying this around, but fuck it, she's carrying it around. Actually, maybe not with my backpack off and everything. I might not be.
Maybe you just have it on the floating disc.
No, I mean with everything that's in my backpack on the floating disc.
On the floating disc. Yeah.
I'm not keeping track of that. I think I wouldn't be.
So other than to the artifact, where else would we go?
Well, we need to go to the mountains.
Yes, we have to.
Mountains.
Right.
Why don't we go
there's mountains
beyond the
everywhere.
Bakari River?
And if we're gonna head somewhere else after the mountains, let's find out where we're gonna head, and then maybe go to mountains in that direction, so that we're not going all over the place.
That's true.
We should probably go to the mountains as close as possible before his body starts to rot.
Yeah. I mean,
you guys could buy, while you're in Kaer Maga,
We haven't
you
left
could buy
yet.
a scroll of like gentle repose or something like that.
That would be a good idea.
How long does that like preserves it for, like, weeks or something like that?
It's days per caster level.
Why don't
so that's pretty good.
So I think like a minimum level gentle repose scroll is like, let's see, it's a level 2 spell for clerics, so you could get like a caster level 3 gentle repose scroll probably, and have it last for 3
150.
days. for 150 gold. And that would probably be enough time to get you to the mountains. And then like Tiki could cast it from a like a, you know, an Oracle level 2 scroll or Cleric level 2 scroll, basically.
Wait for how long?
It's a
1
wizard
day
spell,
per
isn't it?
level.
It is. It's a higher level spell for wizards. It's a level 3 spell. I'm not sure if that impacts
okay.
it. You might be able to just. I'm not sure if like it matters in that case if it's divine or arcane version of it. I think it technically does.
It
So
does.
if you want to get an arcane version, I think you have to get a caster level 5 version. So it's going to cost you a bit more money. And like I said, it's a level 3 spell.
We could go back to
okay.
Magnamar. We could stay here. It might be
But that would last
good
longer
to go back to
too.
Magnamar.
I mean, I know Philippe and Amber both live in Magnamar. Like, they both have homes there. They
So
haven't
it's
been to in a long time.
5 days. I'll buy 2 of those.
I think for the Cleric Oracle version, it's 3 days.
No,
It's a level 2 spell.
is it?
Or for the Cleric version, at least.
Oh,
For the Cleric version, at least.
let me check.
That's the cheapest version you can get. Because Clerics get access to level 2 spells at level 3. And, so that's the earliest, like, the
Yeah,
lowest
I
caster level you can
qualify
get it
as
at.
cleric, so okay, yeah, I'll buy 3 of
Yep.
them then.
Okay.
And then cast one immediately if
And,
they haven't
yeah,
already.
if you end up not... Yeah, nobody has. I mean, that's the
Okay.
thing, too. If you end up not needing all 3 of them, it's probably a decent scroll just to have, because...
Yeah.
When the next person dies.
Right, it's a really... Or if you run into... Even if it's not even a party member, you just run into a body that you need to preserve for some reason. Like, yeah, it's just a... It's a useful
Okay.
spell. Like, when...
I think
most time you
Pluto's
don't
gonna
need to
try and
cast
kill
it.
one of us.
I'm always trying to kill you guys. But,
Alright, so
like
I
my
buy
job.
3 and then destroy one because I
I'll be right
use
back.
it.
Okay.
And
So yeah, I
then-
mean, you guys don't have to necessarily decide right now even what you guys are going to do for... Or, like, you have to decide a little bit, like, which direction you guys are going to go to begin with.
Tiki
Do you guys want to go to
reminds
that artifact?
Amber that about the scroll and
Let's go to these.
not the scroll but the
Go where, Amber?
Towards the
Towards the
Enderhoff.
Enderhoff? So yeah, like I said, the artifact
Yeah.
itself was... Like, the other artifact
Cave
was
south of it.
between... It's between Hars and Yanderhof, basically, like, basically south of it, kind of close to the Runetosh River. And if I remember right, you guys came from Yanderhof to Kaer Maga by boat, like a ferry, basically. So yeah,
Yep.
basically what you guys are going to have to do is you have to go through the half-light path again with the Dusk Wardens. They'll actually, when you guys go there, they'll give you, like, one of the Dusk Wardens there recognizes you and goes, "Oh, I heard about you guys. Yeah, we'll get you through here for free. Normally it costs money. Like, I think you guys paid like 100 gold or something to get through last time, but yeah, they're just like, yeah, we'll let you through for free. I heard you were
think it
involved
was
in that mess
100.
at Vodic.
I think it was maybe like 10 or 20 gold per person or something.
It might have been. I think it varies. I know the price varies a bit. Like, it's more expensive for a caravan. You guys might have been cheaper because it was just individual
Yep.
people, but yeah, it was somewhat expensive, but you guys are gonna get through for free because yeah, they're like, I heard you were involved with that mess that Vodic was dealing with yesterday. He wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. So yeah, we'll help you out for free.
Ah, thank you. That's very kind.
So do you guys remember the description when you guys are going through the half-light path from last time?
Not really. It's dark.
yes.
Yeah, it's really dark. They give you, of course, the little charms
The
again.
light
that
tokens.
The little light charms, yeah, and tell you they're gonna hold on to it. If you clutch it and basically call for help, the like the Dusk Wardens will be able to sense it and will be able to come to help you out. And they tell you like whatever you do, keep moving and try to be as quiet as you can. Don't try to draw any attention yourself. Most of the time, it's pretty safe, but you never know. Things have gone poorly in the past. And as you guys are going through, of course, sometimes you hear some like strange noises. But
Does it sound like Alep noises?
at one point, you think you might hear something that sounds similar to like the Alep. It's very distant though, but it does sound maybe like a little familiar. And you think about it, and you're like, maybe I heard this when we were on the way up, but I didn't realize that's what it was. Like thinking back on it. Um, but yeah, like I said, it winds around all the way down to the base of Kaer Maga, and it takes you like several hours basically to take this path. Um, some of it's like a lot of it's really wide, but and for the entire way it's wide enough for like a single wagon basically to like get through. So it never gets all that narrow. Um, and yeah, it's a lot of it's very dark. Some places you can see outside, and you can kind of see out on the into the you know the grasslands below the Storval Plateau and down to the river, the
Would
Yondabakai
I
River.
know why they wouldn't use like ever burning torches on this path so it's less dark? That like attract monsters or something?
Yeah, that's the main reason, and keep in mind you have light from the half light,
Yeah.
token or whatever. So, but yeah, that's the main reason they don't want to. It's could potentially be drawing more attention to it because they don't like even the Dusk Wardens don't know everything that's below Kaer Maga, and they're kind of worried about
Well, considering
drawing.
they missed, a giant group of Shawanti, yeah, obviously they don't know everything below Kermaga.
Right. Yeah, I mean they knew about the Aleps that were there, and that's why they basically had sealed it off and were like, don't telling people not to go there. Um,
We still don't know how the Akai was staying safe from the Aleps, right?
I'm back.
yeah, that's something that you guys never actually completely figured out.
Maybe his
Maybe you would have
golem
seen
helped?
some. I guess you'd see some reference about. Actually, I'll say say because you just read his notes and such. I'll say that you did actually find a little bit about that, where he was talking about like some wards that he had, and it wasn't even ones that he cast. He had like he hired someone to help him make them. Um, like very early on before he started bringing Shawanti in there, because there was
Okay, so it
some
would be a
Aleps.
safe
Yeah, there were
laboratory.
some Aleps in there before. You do mention like you do see that like they weren't very common in there, and that a lot more started like he mentions that the Alep population increased once he started bringing Shawanti down there, and he was speculating that perhaps some of the Aleps actually were the Shawanti, as you guys I think some of you guys came up to the same
Yeah.
conclusion. So yeah, it takes you like several hours, a long time to get through, but you guys get down there, and of course, it's a short walk from there to like a dock basically at the Yondabakai River, where you guys may remember you fought some I don't even remember what they're called, but they're these burrowing creatures. You guys remember those?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I don't
They
remember
were
the name of
like
them.
acid burrowing mantises.
Basically, yeah, they're like these weird bug things. So yeah, you don't see any sign of them anymore. But yeah, you do remember that. So this is maybe not necessarily the most safe of place, but there are like there's a caravan kind of sitting there right now, and like a few other people. But there's no ship there or like no boat there yet. If perhaps you want to ask about it, somebody would tell you that yeah, there's supposed to be one that's showing up today though. It should be here in a few hours. But that gives you a little bit of time. Amber might be able to set up and do a little bit of crafting while you're waiting for the boat to show up.
Or I might be able to do a little bit of crafting.
Yeah, do you have a crafting skill you want to use?
I have craft traps.
Oh, okay. Do you know much about the rules for crafting traps? Because I know almost nothing.
Not really. I tried to look at it when I took the skill, and then I forgot.
Okay.
Since
I'm cool with you doing that. Like I said, you'll need to figure out the rules for that because I don't really know them that well. I've never actually. It's kind of funny because I actually have craft trap on Nizzo, but I've never used it.
I say I may gather some materials. I'll know for making traps like sticks and twine or something, and then I'll figure out the actual traps I want to make later when I have more time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend my time crafting,
Crafting the arm.
Yep.
How
I'll get
many,
like a quarter of
like,
the
how
way
long is it
done
gonna
or
take you?
something.
Oh, okay, cool.
4 days. Or maybe I'll be an eighth of the way done.
I'll talk a little bit with Kale and be like, man, I thought your brother was quiet, but you're also, a quiet one.
It runs in the family.
Although you're not as quiet as he is now. No, I don't say that.
That would be kind of messed up.
No, I don't. I definitely don't say that.
He's more quiet than you are now, though. I'll say that much.
Yeah. That is Zerdurium saying
Not
that,
cool,
not
man.
Philippe. So does Kale just not answer?
I'm halfway out of it.
Okay.
I think we're gonna call it a session here real soon, but
Okay.
Yep. I think waiting for the ferry. Maybe the ferry shows up. That's a good time.
yeah, we'll do
I want
that.
to talk
Like
to you
the
for a
ferry.
little bit about a little bit of backstory stuff.
Okay, that works good. I can hang around for a little bit to do that then. But yeah, so I'm just gonna see where you guys are planning. Or what are you guys planning to do after you guys get to the artifact, for example? Like, is it gonna be based on what you find there? You think, or
Or
do
are
you guys have
we
any other plans?
burying Alias first?
I think that's happening there too, because the artifact
Oh, okay.
was that artifact was basically at the foothills of the Mindspin Mountains, so just below Yanderhof, like along the Runetash River.
There are a bunch
Yeah.
of things we could do.
Yep, I was curious about what you
Still
guys
need to
were.
figure out
If you had
why.
if
We're
you had
trying
anything
to.
specific you guys were wanting to do. Like, did you guys want to go back to Karamaga? Or not Karamaga, or well, maybe you did, or do you want to go back to Magdamar?
I miss Kermaga.
I miss Karamaga. It's been a while. It's been like, 3 hours
4
since we
hours.
left Karamaga. Yeah, 4 hours.
Philippe doesn't really have a preference. I, the player, might have a preference, but I'll talk to you about backstory stuff after.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll see how things fit in.
Yeah, I still don't know a whole lot about Brugar's backstory either, actually. Like, I know a little bit. Like, he went to an academy. He had, like, a friend that he used to get in trouble with. But
I
yeah, if
could
you guys
go
give me,
try
like,
to hunt down whoever this is.
Kreta, yeah. Or Kratia. Or however you say that.
It's your name!
I know, I
think
said
you told me
Kreta
it was
first.
Kreta.
I think I said Kreta, but then you corrected me as Kratia or something. Or, like, I was like, well, okay, if you say so. It's my name, but I mean, sure.
I don't think so.
Well, Tiki's on some kind of quest, and seeing as she's Rugar's best friend at the moment, then I'm going and protecting this frog.
No, she's not really
We
on
should
a
go see Man Fountain.
quest.
Man Fountain, yeah.
I
He
miss
might have
Man
work
Fountain.
for you guys. He might have work for you guys. He's like, man, where's my detective that I go to when I need help there? Because that's like, yeah.
Tiki knows that she doesn't know a whole lot, but she knows that Amber went and studied a lot after we learned about the artifact. So Amber knows a lot, but Amber hasn't really like told Tiki everything, whether or not Tiki could even comprehend everything at this point still. Tiki's
I'm
just growing
looking for,
powerful.
Rugar's just looking for glory.
There you go.
I think
And
we
so
want to
far-
go to all the libraries and study for about 10 sessions. That's what Amber and Fleet do.
No, I specifically didn't do that this session. I had the option to, but I didn't.
Yeah, theoretically, you guys could have went right back to that same library that Amber went to with Delpho in the astral plane. Although it's a
Yep.
pain in the ass to get to because you had to, like, you guys had to fly a long ways. I think he used.
Actually, on the astral plane, you just think about what direction you go into,
Oh, you can just
and
do
you
it.
fall in that direction.
Oh yeah,
And
then
then
technically
you
no.
think
Yeah,
about
yeah.
wanting to stop, and you stop.
Yeah, so you basically don't actually need a spell to fly. Do you know there's something else that's kind of interesting about it? Did you know in the astral plane you can just cast spells quickened, like for free? You can just do it. You're like, oh yeah, quickened. I want to cast this spell as a quickened spell instead.
That's kind of cool.
That
Kinda
isn't
dangerous.
flying. That's falling with style in the astral plane. No one likes my Toy Story reference?
Nope.
No, get out of here.
Aw, I thought it was so good.
So I guess Durian, do you want to like talk to me about it in a different channel? Is it stuff you don't necessarily
Yes.
want the party to know about yet? Okay, I can drop.
I want them to know about it, but not yet.